Good morning. Doo-doo-doo. Don't think it's an earthquake. I'm just moving. We're a little bit crooked. Well, it's crooked. It's what it is. Good morning, everybody. Howdy, howdy. Hi, Elena from Greece and Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, thank you. Hi, Joe. And she's talking to Denise, so I'm sure Denise is here. Let's see who else. Corey, Joanne, Carol, Diane. Thank you, Diane. Yep, birthday yesterday. Just one more day, right? Anyhow, thank you. Hi, Sandy and Kelly, Bridget. Kelly, really quick, was that you last night, I guess yesterday, day before, Thursday, on the Scrap Smarter thing? Was that you talking to me? It said Kelly G, and I thought, I wonder if that's Kelly. Hi, Fiona. Pam, thank you, Pam. Good morning, Jody. Hi, Ariana. And Francis. Good morning, Francis. Another bad air day to the big fires. Oh my gosh. Yes. All of the smoke from all the fires west come to Utah, and then it just settles here. Last Saturday, after we were all together, about an hour later, one of my friends texted me and said, oh my gosh, did you hear about the fire? There was a fire, a big one, well, big relatively, not like the ones in California by any means, but up one of the canyons on the way to Park City, which is where I grew up. And it was caused by some faulty catalytic converter on a car, something sparking, and then lit the whole hillside in the mountains on fire. My mother-in-law, so Nick's mom and her husband, live near there in a subdivision, and their subdivision got evacuated, and they had to be out for like 4 or 5 days. So it was kind of scary. But anyhow, I have ultimate like hurt feelings for all of you in California and in Canada and everywhere, because the fires are everywhere. So anyhow, yes, Francis, that was a total segue that I went squirreled. Okay, guys, so let's see. Happy late birthday. Thank you. Thanks, everybody, very much. Yep, it was yesterday. Another year, right? Now I'm 38, and, you know, we all get older. That's a big wink, right? Yeah, not quite 38. A little bit older than that, but hey. Okie dokie. So, Marilee, your husband's birthday was on Thursday. Happy belated birthday to him. It is, okay, we've had the weirdest weather this week. I don't even know what the temperature is supposed to be. We had about 3 days where it literally poured and huge wind and hail, and it was really crazy, which is really unusual for this time of year. So I think the other day, the high, it barely got into, I think it was like high 60s, which is super unusual because normally we're still in like the mid to high 90s. So, but I'll still be hot because we just know that's what happens to Lael. All right, hi Cheyenne from Montana. Cheyenne, you should be from Wyoming. No one else will probably get that unless they're from that area. No, right? Cheyenne's a town in Wyoming, although Cheyenne spells it differently than the Cheyenne, Wyoming. Diane, happy belated to your niece. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm Lael, if we haven't met. This is what we get together and do. Almost every Saturday, if I'm not traveling, we get together and we have fun. I work on creative lists. So the day before, I always provide a couple of listing topics, and some of you join along with me. Some of you modify things. Some of you are working. Some of you, I know someone today is driving. She told me a comment somewhere that she's driving to California and she won't be listing with us, but she'll be listening, which I guess I keep a lot of you guys company. That's kind of fun. Anyhow, so everybody just kind of does whatever they want. It'll be really interested to see now that kind of school's starting again. And for me, at least, when our kids were in school, that's kind of when I got back into a routine. So it'll be interesting to see if how things change on Saturdays. I hope that we get back to a broader audience, because I think over the summer we've shrunk it down a little bit. All right, so anyhow, that's what we do. As I work, I use a lot of different products, and in some cases, Well, in most cases, I try to list links to the products I've used in the description of the video down below. In some cases, I have those on my website. In other cases, I may be pointing you somewhere else to find them. So if you're ever interested in anything that I'm using, know that that's a good place to look in the description of the video. Every once in a while, somebody comes back and says, hey, those links don't work for me. We have no idea why. They work for some people and not others. So if you click on something and it's not taking you anywhere, copy and paste it and put it into your browser, and then you should have no problem. Okay, if you got my email yesterday, lots of big things coming up this week that I'm just going to chat about really quick. On Monday, I should finally be receiving my shipment from Simple Stories. It's actually going to be one of two really big shipments. The one on Monday is coming on a pallet. So it'll be dropped off in my driveway and then we'll unload it. Two big things on that. Number one is the Spooky Nights collection. So that's their Halloween collection, and that is what I've been waiting for the Fall Traveler's Notebook Kit for the months of September and October. So I will have that Monday. I will get the October part of it designed. I already have the September part designed because I have the product for that. That's with another manufacturer, but Simple Stories is, many manufacturers are going through this, but experiencing some delays with labor shortages in the port cities and customs, on the rails, trucks, it's everybody. So long story short, Fall Traveler's Notebook Kit you will see on Monday. It's up for pre-order on my website right now. You just can't see any pictures of it. And then we'll start shipping those out on Tuesday. So also on Monday, I will be adding tons of new product to the website. Simple Stories Spooky Nights collection, Simple Stories Make It Merry Christmas collection, Simple Stories Holidays collection. So lots of great new Halloween and Christmas products coming on Monday. As always, because I know some of you have already ordered the Fall Traveler's Notebook Kit and you're just waiting for that to ship. If you see something and you ever want to add to an order, as long as you haven't received the email confirmation that your order shipped, you can just reach out to me and we can add to your order. Super easy. All right, so that's Monday, Tuesday. Thursday. For those of you that are familiar with my annual December documented project kit, that is the huge mini book kit. 2-inch album, all about the holidays, all about December. That will go up for sale on my website on Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, so that'll be really important. I'll send a couple emails out next week, just kind of as a reminder for that. But I'll share one little sneak peek probably on Monday. And then you can see more that Thursday. But that is always my biggest selling kit of the year. Just so if you've been watching for that, set your alarm. Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Okay. Hi, Karen. Yes, the December. That's always, seriously, my very favorite project of the entire year. Thursday. And I'll talk more about that later. I mean, not today, but later. All right, so last week we had a giveaway, as always, because I like to give things away. And the giveaway was this. This was a traveler's notebook with 3 inserts from a company called P13. P13 is a company out of Poland, and they do some really fun products. I have a couple on my website. I just added a couple more yesterday, some stickers, and I think a traveler's notebook insert. Anyhow, this one I drew this morning, and the winner of this is Wendy in MD, I think, Maryland. Wendy in Maryland. So congratulations, Wendy. I replied to your comment. If you're watching, send me, well, information is in the comments so we can get that shipped off to you. Okay, so this week, another prize. And anytime I do prizes, the way that you participate in that is I ask you to leave a comment on the video after it's over. So not in the chat, but in the comment on the video after it's over. And I just ask you to tell me something about one of the list topics that pertains to you. So even if you're not listing, I just ask you to tell me something that would be on your list. So for example, last week, one of the questions was, tell me about something that you did in July. If you'd been working on the about last month kind of whole listing with me throughout the year, I said, tell me about something from July. So I read all of those. They're always so much fun to read. So I appreciate that you guys share those with me. This week, so this week's, let's see, one of our lists is I know. One of the list is things you thought you'd never do. Okay, so once we're done with the video, doesn't matter when, it could be right away this afternoon, or it could be anytime before next Saturday. I want you to leave me a comment telling me something that is on your things I thought I'd never do list. And then I will draw a one of those comments randomly, and that winner will receive this little stamp set. So this is a super fun stamp set. 3 cameras, a little viewfinder reel, and then like a little photo strip there. These are from my friend Val, and Val joins us on Saturdays. Turns out I met Val through a scrapbook store in the Spokane, Washington area called Three Craft Chicks. But it turns out that Val lives really not far away from me, and Val's sister and I live in the same neighborhood, so it's kind of fun. Anyhow, Val had brought this to me as a little gift when she picked up an order one day, and she said, oh, I thought you'd love this. And I said, oh my gosh, I do so much, I already have it. So we decided, let's go ahead and give that away. So that will be next week's little giveaway, and for that, just leave a comment on the video after the fact telling me one of the things you thought you'd never do. All right, friends, happy born day, yes. Val, there she is. She's here watching from Wendover, so thank you, Val. Valerie. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to flip the camera and turn on the lights. So bear with me one sec while we flip, okay? I had to think about something for a second. 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh, we were so crooked there. That was crazy. Well, anyhow, I need to get that figured out for later. Later, I'm doing 2 things today. Later, I have a 1-hour session at a virtual event called the Scrap Smarter Experience. So I'll hop kind of from this over to that with a little bit of break in between. But all right, let's get the phone plugged in, and I'm just a little bit delayed, so let me make sure it just on my end. Now I can see that it flipped, and I can see my work surface, so we're good. Everything's a little crooked today. Might have had something to do with the half bottle of wine I had last night at dinner. No, it didn't. Although I did have a half bottle of wine last night at dinner when we went out for my birthday. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff here. Let's start out by looking at let me just get some more things organized. I decided to change something up on what I was going to do, like literally 2 minutes before we started. So the list topic isn't different, but how I'm going to create one of my lists is. Okay, so let's start out first by looking at our lists from last week. Hot Southern Illinois. Hi, Pretty Paper. Hi, Diana. Diane, that's so weird. You've been sitting there waiting on the little screen. It never started. Yeah, that's weird because we started probably about, I don't know, 13 minutes ago or something. Okay, so ooh, what is that? Maybe some lipstick on my fingers. Okay, our 3 lists from last week. So first of all, we started out with about last month. Normally we do this one the first week of or the first Saturday of a new month, but we weren't together the first 2 Saturdays of the new month. So we did that. We did that last Saturday. Whew. Okay. Anyhow, I started using the Peaceful Heart collection, the brand new Peaceful Heart. Hi, Shelly. Brand new Peaceful Heart collection from Jen Hadfield, which I love. And we spent some time kind of talking about that because there are a few elements in there that I think that some people probably looked at and went, oh yeah, that collection isn't for me. So we talked about that and about how we could make it work for us if parts of it weren't for me. So my about last month. Really quick, in this case, changed all the colors of my photos to black and white, just because the colors of these photos were so off, especially this one. That was Garth Brooks, and he had a bright red shirt on, and it really did not go with all of this. So I decided to change everything to black and white to make it work. Okay, about last month, July. Oh, I know. I can't remember if I said something about this last week or not. I am actively in my mind planning, not in my mind, but actively planning um, the a brand new traveler's notebook kit for 2022. So some of you participated in that in this year, and it was one I did called a year in review. This one for 2022, I'm going to call it about last month. So just know that there's a whole kit coming with that. Also some custom label by mail stamps with that too. Anyhow, all right, next up, I did two different versions of the same list. One was things I love about the lake, and one was things I love about the beach. Seems like you're either a beach person or you are a beach person or you're a lake person. I'm a both, right? I didn't think I was a both up until maybe 5 years ago when we have some friends that bought a cabin right on a lake. I'm both now, for sure. So the first list that we did was things I love about the lake. One of the things I talked about last week is that I am making a more conscious effort to every week, at least one of my lists have photos. Because I take a lot of photos and this is where I end up doing most of my memory keeping. So one or two at least lists every week have photos. So this one, things I love about the lake, and I had photos from the lake. So that was perfect. I used a collection from Fancy Pants called Lake Life. And it was so perfect for this list topic and for the photos. So actually I should mention too, in the description of the video, I always do products that I'm using this week. And then I also below that show the products that I used last week, because I started getting a lot of questions when I started showing the lists from the prior week. If people missed that, they're like, wait a minute, what is that? Where do I find it? So Lake Life is listed in the description down below. We also talked a little bit about how I did that little photo strip using my Epson PictureMate PM400. So all of the photos, that's one photo with the same printer, that's one photo with the same printer, that one. And then we went to the beach side, right? Things I love about the beach. And that one, that really long, tall one is even, I printed that on my same Epson PictureMate. So, big photo, right? That for me called for that big photo. That's one of the photos that I took on our trip. And that's exactly what it looked like. I just sharpened the photo, no other editing. But both cases, well, we had some fun with some Distress Oxide and a couple of die cuts, and there we go. So those are my three lists from last week. Lots of stamping because great for titles. Obviously lots of always carry Bradford stamps because I love them. Okay, so let's talk about this week. This week, also three lists. I need to put this off to the side for a sec. The first list is going to be a 2-pager. Oh, I just realized something. I forgot to cut my photos. So let's bring these in a second. We need those, and I need my trimmer. Oh goodness, friends. Let me grab that. You'd think this is my first rodeo. It is not my first rodeo. All right, here we go. Step over things, make sure I don't trip. All right, trimmer in hand, photos in hand, and whatever else I'm going to use. Okay, half bottle of wine. Denise, I promise you it isn't. I'd love to be able to blame it on that, but it would take a lot more than that to make me be like, that's just me. That's just my personality. Sometimes, well, usually always super organized, really. I'm kind of one of those people, type A people, but there's a lot. When we sit down to get started, there's all different kinds of things that I have and different product and things I have to have organized and here and there, and eventually I forget something or other. So we're good. All right. You know, I think Aaliyah, I was reading your comment. I read it this morning about the dam and how you needed, I think, lots of water, yeah? Okay, first list, favorite back to school memories. So we're at that time of year, right? Kids are starting to go back to school, and depending on where you live, kids may have already gone back to school, or in some places, school doesn't start until after, at least in the U.S., after Labor Day weekend. So kind of that first real Monday or first real Tuesday, I guess, after Labor Day weekend in September. So whenever it is, as all of you see all these commercials, back to school shopping, you see lots of things on social media about kids going back to school. I thought that might be kind of fun to do a list about favorite back to school memories. Now, you may have kids, you may not. You may have grandkids, you may not. You may have 0 kids in your life, and that's okay. You may still decide to do a list like this. You could do it about favorite back to school memories when you were a kid, when you went back to school, or maybe you're a teacher, favorite back to school memories as a teacher, or it just may be, favorite like memories about this time of year. And that could be, it's the weather starts cooling down. There's all kinds of things that it's the end of the summer. So if you want to list and you don't have kids, those are a couple of different ways that you could make it work for you. Michelle's moving your youngest into her dorm all the way across the country. Oh gosh, Michelle, right? Tears. I know that is a that is a hard one. That is absolutely a hard one. I feel your pain, hun. Hi, Lulu girl from Sydney. Diane, they started August 10th. All right, and then some of you, I don't know, for a while here, we had year-round school. I don't even think that our boys ever ended up going through that, but year-round school is a whole other thing. Okay, so favorite back to school memories. So my plan here is I have 2 photos, and we'll talk about those in a second. I have a sticker book from Simple Stories from their School Life collection. And I think this was the only product that I brought in from the collection, just because for me, I'm not in that kind of stage of life. Our kids are, grown and out of like the back to school time. But I thought this would be a fun one to have. So I've had this for a little while. I still have a couple left. If you are looking for something to document back to school, then that's a good one. I also pulled out one of my favorites, the 6x8 paper pad, the Woods office pattern, because this I think will be perfect because of all the office patterns for a background. I pulled out a couple of different washies. This little guy I think it's the alphabet washi, so it looks like a chalkboard with all the alphas. This one is the numbers label tape, and then the big hearts, because hearts are always good. So I've linked all of those things in the description of the video down below. One other thing, and I don't know if I'm going to use this or not. These are brand new. I brought 5 of them in. And actually, I don't think I've listed these. I think I forgot to list these because I just pulled these out this morning. But these are in the What's New section of the website. So this is washi tape. It is perforated washi tape. So let's figure out where it starts. But they're tickets. Let's see. Don't want to use my nails to do that. I'm trying not to. I always use my nails as tools, and that's not really a very good thing to do. Right? All right, so washi tape, all right, but see how perforated the little tickets, but washi, so like sticker washi tape. So I thought these might be kind of fun because that red color could really work with school. So we'll see if I end up using those. I'm gonna just put those actually I should probably put that one right there just so it stays handy. Okay, so this is going to be a 2-page spread. Oh, I'm also going to use the mini clipboard stamps. Oh, just dropped something. Let me get all these out of the way, friends. I have too much on my desk. Too much. All right, and the mini clipboard stamps. So those would be right in here. All right, I'm going to start out with photos. So the photos that I pulled. Diane, storage of washi tape. I'll see if somebody else wants to help with that one. Yes, it definitely is a problem, right? Oh, Marilee said goodbye to your college senior. Oh, it's hard. You had her home all last year. Yeah, right. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Jeanette said she misses shopping for school supplies. That's one of the things on my list for sure. And look at oh my gosh, your grandkids are college grads now. That's amazing. Back to school shopping. Yes, and Ariana. Okay, so here. I always pull Ariana out, and that's just because I love that she's here. Ariana is in school. Ariana is, I don't know, Ariana, are you high school yet? Maybe? Close to high school. So I love that she joins us and loves to list. But yes, you can totally do this time. All right. Kylie has an exploded watermelon all over her kitchen counter. Wow, I don't even, 8th grade, there we go. I figured you're probably 8th or 9th grade. All right, so 2 photos I pulled out. And I pulled these 2 because this is one of the favorite things on my list. When our kids were little, when they both started going to school, I always did the back to school photo. Okay, always did the little back to school photo. So the first day of school, I'd either sit them on the front porch or, well, probably for the first 3 years, I had them stand, and then after that, it was always on the front porch. One of the things about social media that I love is that if you're on Facebook, a lot of times Facebook like throws up in front of you, not throws up, but puts up in front of you, hey, this is I don't know if they call it time hop or whatever they call it, but it's basically like, hey, you posted this photo 10 years ago or whatever. And so I already had this list planned, but then Facebook served up a post that I had done a couple years ago, like a flashback post. Anyhow, one of the photos that I'm using was on that. And I'm like, oh, good. Now I only have to find one more. Okay, so here we go. 2 photos. These are first day of school photos of our boys, Jack and Sam. So here they are in 2005. Those of you that know little Sammy, right? Almost 21-year-old Sam that has been with us. There he is on the left. Totally his personality, no clue what he's doing with his hand or the grin on his face. And there's his brother going, oh my gosh, you kidding me? So Sam was 5, Jack was 8, but at that time that was so their personalities. And actually, I hope you can see that because like I said, I'm a little bit behind the lag in what I can see on my screen and what you guys can see. So I'll just move it over here a little bit just in case I was totally off camera and you guys had no clue what I was talking about. Come on, little screen, catch up with me. Oh yeah, you can see. Anyhow, there we go. Oh yes, I know. The little photos like this. When they're little, so sweet. All right, so that was 2005. This is their last back to school photo together. This was when Sam was a freshman and Jack was a senior. So I'll put those side by side. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Like the difference anyhow. So I thought it'd be fun to do 2 photos on this favorite back to school memories because that's one of my favorite things about back to school is the first day of school photo. All right, so let's go ahead and trim these guys down because that was the plan. Let's see, there. I was going to trim these down ahead of time, but one of my neighbors came by and probably at like 9:45 and 10 o'clock is my time when we start. She came by and brought me a little something for my birthday. And I'm like, oh gosh, I don't want to be rude, but I really don't have time to talk to you right now. But that's fine. She's very nice. She brought me some macarons. The French little, cookie things. All right. So there are my photos. One thing, I need to find the original of this photo. I don't know if you can see. You probably can't, but the one on the left is much sharper because that's an original. The one on the right is from Facebook. And here is, I'm going to get on my soapbox for a minute. There's a company called Persnickety Prints, and Shari, it's a small business owned by woman-owned small business, and Shari's the owner. She always talks about don't leave your kids' Instagram. or don't leave your kids' Facebook. And what she means by that is don't have all of your photos only on Instagram or Facebook or social media, because those photos are not good quality. And here's a perfect example. Joanne, these are 3x3s. This one is much lower resolution. And I tried to find it, the original version this morning really quickly, and I couldn't find it. So if you're taking photos, do yourself a favor, put them on your computer, store them in the cloud, do something. Don't just have them on social media, because the quality of those photos that you're putting out there is just not good. It's just not good. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Still do it. Still put photos on social media and things, but also make sure that you have originals that you're saving, because you need those. All right. Hi, Tiffany. Your kids are 5 years apart, 21 and 26. Oh my goodness, right? They grow up, right? Even if we don't want them to, they just do. So yeah, those are 3x3 photos. And then I just left a little bit of a border around them. The reason I picked 3x3 is because I'm going to use the mini clipboard, or excuse me, mini list-it stamps. Mini clips and more. That's what it's called, mini clips and more. So let's see. Those are right here. So they're basically mini versions of our little list-it stamps, our little clip stamps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I thought I would do is I'm going to use, I will stamp 2 little stamps on a piece of white cardstock. And then I will, I'm just thinking in my head for a sec, and then I will fussy cut them, and it will be like they are holding up the photo. So that's my plan. But I need to have a background. So I wanted this page to kind of look like a clipboard. That was my thought. So actually, let's grab, this tells you how much I love. Right, how much I love. The reason I had to pull a new one this morning is because one of the papers that I want to use, it's clearly my favorite because it's not in this anymore. So if I want one of these for my background on this page to kind of look like a clipboard, I think that, although that's super dark, I need like a light version of that. Where did that go? Maybe we'll do this one. So that'll kind of look a little bit like my clipboard. Okay. Oh, FedEx just brought an order that was supposed to come yesterday. That's all right. Okay. So let's trim this first. I'm not sure if I want, okay, I better do them separate. I was thinking it'd be one long clipboard, but then it will be weird because then it would be like the clipboard had a clip in the middle of it, which you don't normally see. Hi, Mom. Hello. All right, so my inserts are standard wide. Standard wide is 5 by 8.25. As compared to standard is 5 by about 4.33. So I typically always use a standard wide. So when I'm trimming my paper down to fit in my inserts, what I like to do, because I like a little bit of a white border, actually, that's not going to matter. I had to think about that for a minute because these aren't going to, it's not going to be a full page. So I can just adhere these as like little photo mats. One like that. And then we'll just do this guy down here. Actually, he can go, no, we'll just do it down here. Easier that way. All right. There we go. So it'll kind of look like little square clipboards. Little separate square clipboards. Mom, do you see these pictures? Look at this one of Jack and Sam. Do you remember that one? This was like my favorite picture for so long. The two of them like that. All right, so let's get this out of the way for a sec. And I need some white cardstock. I need little scraps, so hang on. There's a little bit of frog in my throat. All right, this'll work. All right, so let's do, I think we'll do this little guy because that's my favorite. So mini clipboard stamps or mini clipboards and more. That's what they're called. And I've linked those in the description. I think I'm going to use another stamp from here as well, but for the other page. All right, let's get out. Let me use this one. I get questions about these little stamping blocks I use. I kind of rocked that, so let's try that again. These little stamping blocks are awesome. They come in a set of 4 to a package, and I like that they have the little handles on them because it just makes it a little bit easier to work with. So those are linked in the description of the video as well. Where's my little, oh yeah. Normally I test first, but I didn't really need to do that here because just kind of get that little bit cleaned off, and we'll set that off to the side. We'll throw that back in here for a sec. Okay, so I did happen to notice that I got a little bit of black ink, you can see right there, on my finger. Oh, Aaliyah, Vicky told you it was my birthday. Oh, look at you, so nice. A VGW, a very good woman. I like that little acronym. Your husband knows who I am. That's so fun. Thank you. Hold on, where are we? Okay. I can get so lost in the comments. I mean, the chat in a good way, but then nobody wants to be here for me reading the chat, right? Where? Okay, so I've cleaned up my craft room like 5 times this week, literally. Because I've been doing a lot and I've got to clean up in between or else I can't function. So somewhere I have lost one of my little pair of scissors. Well, not lost, it's here. Misplaced. Okay. Thank you, Nancy. Denise, do I have a preference of ink pad to use for stamping? I do. And it depends what I'm stamping. If it's colored ink, I use the Distress Oxides. If I am stamping black, it depends. And it depends on the properties of the stamp that I'm using. If it's something that's super like thin and delicate, I'll use a dye-based ink. If it's something that is thicker, like something like that, where I want a lot of coverage, I'll use a pigment-based ink. But basically color, I use Distress Oxides. In the description of the video, almost towards the bottom, I've linked to a couple of different really good articles that talk about the difference between dye-based inks, pigment-based inks, another one that talks about the difference between Distress Oxides and Distress inks, both articles on scrapbook.com, but they are very well written and they're super informative. And that's just my personal preference. When I'm doing black, I usually use one of 3, and my other one is the black soot. So that is that guy. And I actually have that both in a Distress and an Oxide. But most often, I probably use these 2 most when I'm just stamping black because they are, they're always in my little stamp box right there. The Distress Oxide, that one I have on my website. And so I have those 2 on my website. One is dye-based, one's pigment-based. Okay. And I've done a couple of different blog posts on my Distress Oxides and how I store them, and then also how I swatch them. So I can match colors. But you'll find those, if you just go to my blog on my website, you'll see those. Okay, so I'm just fussy cutting these little guys using my little fussy cutting scissors. These I pull out when I'm fussy cutting, especially something small, because I have a lot of control with that, and they're spring-loaded, so if I hold them in my hand that way, I have a lot more control, and I can get a nice little fussy cut, as opposed to working with even small scissors. That's what I prefer to use. And fussy cutting, if you don't know the terminology, that's what I'm doing. I am cutting something out that is small. So you can do that with a stamped image, you can do it from pattern paper, you can pretty much do it from anything. Okay, so there are those two. The VersaFine, right, that, I like the VersaFine a lot, but I find that sometimes because it's a dye-based ink, it just depends. Sometimes it's like too squishy. It's a little bit too, I don't know, moist is a really bad word, but it's too squishy. Who's in front of my house? I don't know. Someone just parked in front of my driveway. Okay, so I need to turn on the face fan. Okay, the face fan is going on. Sorry. I've been having all kinds of weird issues lately. Remember the migraine from last Saturday? Basically, I've had one every day since, which is no fun. No fun. All right, so here we go. That is that one. Here's this one. And this little guy will go right here. It's right into the top of Jack's hair, but that's okay. And then this one will go right above. Like so. All right. Before I do anything here, I'm just going to kind of let that sit for a minute, because I may want to, I'm not going to use any pattern paper, but I might decide that maybe I want to do a strip of washi or something along the side vertically. So we'll see if we do that. The other thing that I could potentially do is, I was looking at the sticker book earlier. There's a fun, oh, not long enough. I was thinking that could be fun, that little ruler, but not long enough. Oh, but I know what I could do. I could pull out, hang on. Aha, that's what I saw. That ruler, not really long enough either, but I know what I could do. So, where do we suppose my ruler washi is, friends? Hang on. I'm just going to do a quick look over here, because I didn't think about that, about the ruler. And I don't use that one very often anymore, since they're sold out and I can't get any more. Hang on, I'm just looking. So someone was talking earlier about organizing your washi. Yeah, I really could stand to do that, because I don't know where it is. And that's the one I want. That's the way that life works. Okay, let me look in one more drawer, because I only have like really probably 20 drawers to look through, but I won't look through them all. Not in there either. Okay, sorry, I don't know if you could hear me when I was saying all those things. Hi Kim, thank you. Okay. Okay. We'll see over there. We'll move over here for now. I think what I will do is I wanted to use maybe this little, the little thumbtack stamp, because I thought that would be fun if I thumbtacked like the paper, my list, onto the page. So if I do that, I will probably take a second piece of this, have that over here, and then my white cardstock that I'll put my list on, I will fussy cut that and like it's tacked on. That's what we're going to do. So let's get the trimmer back out again. Sorry, Jack and Sam, you guys need to move off to the side. Just for a minute. Samuel Peak is in Washington right now. He drove up with two of his friends. pulled an all-nighter driving. Well, I don't know, left at like 12 or 1 in the morning, because that's what kids do, right? Craziness. I'm like, I could never do that anymore. I could do that when I was young, but not now. So he's up there now. Drove through the night. Camping. Oops, sorry. Camping in tents. So yeah, like, yeah, no, definitely not me. Not pulling an all-nighter. And then he comes back on Monday. So I'm like, dude, not even worth it. He's like, Mom, of course it's worth it. Okay. Not for me, but for you, that's good. Okay, so we need to talk about title for a second. There were some letters in here. Oh, school. Okay, so these little guys, those could maybe work. Let's see. Those are the little periodic chart of the elements, right? So S for sulfur. Will we fit? All right. Because I need to write above it, back to school, favorite school memories. I might do favorite memories school just because that would work. However, I don't want to write that on here because it won't show up very well. So what I think I'm going to try to do, I'm going to get a big ruler. I never do this because I think I need a big ruler. Maybe not. Let's try. I don't know if school will fit. Oh, it will. They just have to be really close together. Really, really close together. I know. There we go. There's the ruler. Ruler time. I know. It's like hammer time, but it's ruler time. Okay, so here's another thing that I could do. These are wide enough that if I wanted, I could probably trim them down. Let's just see. Oxygen. Sulfur. Does anybody know those? Did anybody have to learn those in school? I don't even remember if I had to learn them in school. Anymore, I'm like, why would you even make kids memorize that? Because of the internet. I mean, you could just look it up. But I have to be careful with that because then I'd be like, well, really, probably the majority of what you learn in school, you could just look up. But I can't say that. Ariana, I didn't say that. You didn't hear me say that. You need to go to school. School. All right, that works. So, let's see. We'll put that right here. About. If you haven't seen me do the ruler trick before, I do that for 2 reasons. Number 1, it lets me line up all the stickers together so that they're straight-ish. But number 2, it lets me do what I did, put them on the ruler and then move them around until I get them centered. So now let's do this. Okay. I need a little sticker to go right up here. And I probably should have given myself a little bit more room. Maybe we'll just do a heart. Okay. So I'll do favorite memories. So I need to kind of spell backwards-ish. Favorite memories, school. And then that little guy can just go right there. Oh, let's do our little, I didn't even need to place those. Okay. I know. I know, H2O, right? H2O. That's one that most people know. NaCl. I don't remember what that is. Sodium something in there, yeah? I don't remember. Clearly I don't remember. AU is gold. Facts of life. Oh my gosh. Mrs. What was her name? What was the like house mom's name? Sodium chloride. Okay, I got it right. Sodium. Did I remember? Did I say sodium? Na is sodium, yeah? Maybe, I don't know. Mrs. starts with an R. Mrs. Fe is iron. There we go. Mrs. Garrett. Oh my gosh, so funny. And Blair and Joe and Tootie? Tootsie? What was her name? Tootie? No, it's not Tootie. Oh, Lord. No, what's her name? I don't remember. Maybe it is Tootie. You guys help me, please. Help me. Somebody help me. Tootie. It was Tootlie. Oh, Natalie. I love Natalie. Natalie was so funny. Oh my gosh, wasn't she so funny? Oh, I just had a great idea for a list topic. Let me write it down. How about favorite sitcom characters? Would that be fun? Favorite sitcom characters. Now for me, that would have to be more like in the younger days, because are there even sitcoms anymore? Kind of, but kind of not. Favorite sitcom characters. Okay, that'll be fun. We could also do like favorite cartoon characters. Okay. All right, so favorite memories, school. Now we will have this. So we need to make it shorter, obviously. So let's make it about right there and about right there. And I don't know, about right there. We'll see how that goes. Elaine. What's Elaine? Her name is the person coming down the hallway, right? That's funny. Always wondered, like, was that really what boarding school was like? Or yeah, not so much. Because they always seemed to have fun, except when someone would get in trouble. Then it wasn't fun, right? Okay. Back there, and that corner's a little bit rounded, so that's okay because we'll just chop a little bit of that off. And then, where was I trying to be here? Where was I trying to be? Maybe right about there. All right, so if you're following along, kind of doing something similar, that ends up being about 4 1/4 by 6 1/2. Okay, so this will go there. Oh, now I can use this for my little, oh, that's not what I want to use for my list. For my list, I also want to use the graph paper, this guy. So that's from both of those. All the wood and the wood and the graph are from the Woods 6x8 paper pad, and that is also linked in the description. All right, so let's see if we go right about there and maybe right about there. I really didn't need to put that away yet because I'm still using it. That ends up being about 3 3/4 by 6. Not fun, mostly trouble. Rebel. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, I have to name this. Aaliyah said, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, not fun, mostly trouble, but I was a rebel. She's the one that went to boarding school. Then found out later my sister, the A-grade amazingness, was sneaking out, etc. All I did was smoke and kiss boys. Oh, yes, and guess what? Jeanette is off for a Zoom meeting. Have fun, Jeanette. Diane, David Rose, Schitt's Creek. Oh my gosh, he is like the #1 of all. Yes, love, love, love him. Okay, so here's the deal. If we do that list, I think we have to do a then and now version. Because, like, I need to do a then version. Then meaning, like, you know, Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley and Facts of Life and Mork and Mindy and all of those kind of shows. Three's Company, Mr. Roper, loved him. And then like a now, like Schitt's Creek, and yeah, so we'll do that. We'll do that down the road. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need my little pin stamp, my like thumbtack, right? And that will go right there. So let's stamp that one also. Where did I put, okay, remember when I put that little stamp off to the side and I said I'll deal with that later? Who knows what I did with it? You guys can always tell me because you're like, oh, you put it over there. Let's see. And it is behind the computer. Oh, not my computer, yours. Where did it go? All right, I don't know what I did with it. So let's just get the next size out. Oh, there it is. I put it back in the thing. Sorry, I keep doing that. I think, so here's Nick's theory. Nick's theory that all my migraines that are just not going away every day are smoke related because of all the smoke. We have been living in a land of haze. And primarily it's been because of the fires in California and Colorado. But now, well, it was also the fire that I talked about earlier. So I know that's what's probably going on with my throat, but probably also migraines. Okay, now here's something that you can do. If you're stamping and you have your ink out and you already have the ink pad out and all of that, well, you might as well do this a bunch of times, right? Because if I do this a bunch of times, then I could either put it with the stamp if I want, or I could fussy cut all these little guys, or I could just kind of leave it like this. But I then have all these little thumbtacks, or thumbtacks, yeah. Although these aren't really thumbtacks, right? Because thumbtacks were the little flat one. Anyhow. But now I have all of those, so they're already pre-stamped. So whenever I want to use them, I just already have them pre-stamped and I could just cut them out. So if ever you're, well, even that's something you could do while you're watching a video. Maybe you're watching me or watching Vicky or someone on YouTube, or you're watching Schitt's Creek or something like that. You're binge watching. You could just do something like this. Maybe you still want to be creative, but you don't really want to have to think. We'll get out a bunch of your stamps and do something like this. Stamp a bunch of them and then either fussy cut or just have them stamped so they're there when you're ready to use them. Push pins, thank you. Oh, Shrilly, I probably need to try it. Oh, and now we need to call out Karen. Karen is starting her first row list. She printed the 2 pages with all the list themes. Good for you. I love it. I love that you're doing that, Karen. Good for you. Just jump in, right? Jump in. You know what? Even if it's just, I mean, my lists are very decorative just because that's me. And this is the only time that I get like personal play and craft time in. So that's when I want to pull out all my products and my stamps and have fun. And sometimes if a list takes me an hour, some people may be like, are you kidding? That took you a freaking hour? I don't have time for that. And I say, well, that's what I like to do. That's my relaxation and it's my playtime. So, but it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, you could pull out a 3-ring binder. You could pull out a spiral notebook, a composition notebook, and you could just make the lists, right? You could just write them down and do nothing else but that. All right, there we go. What Karen's talking about printing out though, I always, on the blog, when I have all the information for the listing topics and all that, the link for that week, towards the bottom of that blog post, I always have links to, there's one list that had all of our listing topics from 2020. There's also another list that has all of our listing topics that you can download and print of what we've done so far through July for 2021. All right, so there is my little thing, and it'll look like that is just, it's almost like that's a little cork board. So that's a piece of cork board, and my little pin is pinning it. All right, so let's, here we go. You guys, I've never used that little pin before. It's cute, I like that. That's kind of a fun little thing to do. All right, I just need to set that there for a minute. I'm going to work on this list outside of the insert, and then when it's done, I'll put it back in. It's just that when we get to this stage in an insert, when we're towards the very end, it gets a little bit hard to work on the left page because there's so much behind it or before it. Alyssa. Okay. There we go. Okay, good to know, Alyssa. Alyssa, I would like to say that I will remember that, but I'm sure I won't. I'll try really hard. Oh, okay. Aaliyah Naturals. That's a business name. Now I get it. Name, grandparents. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes. So, Alyssa, I will try my best to remember. Oh, Shirley. Okay, I need to talk to you more about that. Migraines for 2 years, 1 session and gone. I really need to talk to you about that. Okay. Oh, look. Cute. Little push pins. Oh, all the details. That's a cute one. Huh. I'm getting distracted. I literally have never even opened this sticker book until this morning. So I'm not even sure what's in it, but I thought it'd be perfect. I think I'm looking for some numbers because I think I will number this list. Those would work. All right, so let's check my list and see how many things I have on there. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. All right, so let's figure this out. If I put one right here. Oh, and you know what's so nice? Okay, here. So nice about using graph paper or lined paper. It just so happens this number stamp is 2 squares wide, 3 tall. Exactly, which means I will be able to place those exactly straight with the exact amount of distance in between it. Okay, 1. Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay, so here's the deal. Really, if I wanted to do this right, okay, well, I want to do it right because it will bug me if I don't. Although, okay, hang on. I'm just thinking, friends, because I will have some washi along here. Okay, if I stop right here, let's see what happens if I stop right here. Normally, it's better if you do the math. So, and then I'll have 2 below. So I probably want to go up here a little bit more. I had 2 squares above, so I'll want to have 2 squares below, and then the washi will go. So let's move that up 1 more. 2 squares below, washi will go. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And I have 3 more letters to go. I don't know. That's too many maths for me to do right now. So let's just see if this goes right here. That looks about right, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Woohoo! All right, so then we're just eyeballing. This one goes, ooh, kind of in the middle, huh? 1, 2, 3 and a half. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. I think it goes right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, my heavens. Look at that worked out. I'm shocked. Surprised that didn't take us 28 minutes to figure out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. Yay! Wow, I'm really shocked that that worked out. Okay, so there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I think what I need to do is, ooh, this may have to go over here because I didn't leave enough room. That will probably end up going over there. It can't go right there. I don't know, we'll figure it out. It'll come over here. But I better put it on now because if I don't put it on right now, then I won't leave room for it to write on. So we'll put it right there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay. I'm just talking to myself. So yes, Kylie, thank you. Yes, please like the video. If you're still here after this long, please like the video. And if you just jumped in and you can only stay for a second, please like the video. And if you've only coming this once and never going to come again, please like the video. Okay, what's you do you boo? I know it's you. I know I say you do you, but what's you do you boo? It's like you're mixing me and Vicky together. All right, there we go. That will work, but let's just make this a little bit off to the side. There we go. All right, so now we can do this. We will take our little black pen and we will outline. If you are a person like me that likes to buy, and I do, I'm a shopper, ask Nick. And let's say a really cute baby collection comes out, baby scrapbook products or crafting products or whatever, or school and you don't have kids. My kids aren't in school anymore, but I had school stickers and I'm like, I want to use school stickers. So make a list of your favorite memories like we're doing. That's a way that you can be able to use things that don't really fit in your life anymore. Okay, so let's write. Here comes the list part. Number one, my very favorite is the back to school photos on the first morning of school. That's my very favorite. Very, very favorite. And it's fun because we can do something. I may. So Lynn said color the push pin. Maybe, right? I totally could. I think what I will do, right, because, I mean, you see some white push pins, but not really. They're usually colored. So what I'll do is maybe I'll get everything down and all my stickers and things, and then pull out a color that would, that I think would work. I have to be careful about red and green. For me, if I put too much red and green on, then it ends up looking like Christmas, right? So maybe I'll do yellow or something like that on that one. Oh, so one of my favorite things I think about back to school photos is something like this. And these just happen to be 10 years apart because I think it wasn't first and last, but you have one photo that basically every year you can look at the new one every year, and then you can see the progression of the kids as they grow and change. And yeah. So I'm going to do, let's do this. It's fun seeing how they change from year to year. Okay. Next one is, uniforms. So the boys wore uniforms until Jack was in 9th grade and Sam in 7th. Made it so easy. So they went to a charter school and they wore uniforms, and seriously, and granted, it's pretty easy with boys anyway because I don't know, we didn't have girls, but obviously, but I think it's just easier to school, you know, even back to school clothes shopping for boys, just because, I mean, it's just easier than girls. All right, next one. Back to school always meant the return of Friday night lights in high school. Both played and we loved it. Okay. Football. I didn't write football there, but if you don't know, that's Friday Night Lights. High school football is typically played on Friday nights at night under the light. I just need to have a quick sip of coffee, okay? I realized that my second cup of coffee is still half full. So let me have a quick sip. Let me get a quick jolt of caffeine. Friday Night Lights and the boys playing football. That is probably one of the things I miss the most about that. We were very involved in that. I was on the football board at the high school. When the kids were young and played football, I was team mom and did all the team video movies at the end of the year, and just very much miss that. All right, next one is, school supplies. There's something about a fresh notebook and unsharpened pencils that I love. And I think for a lot of us, school supplies, right? Because if you are a crafter, school supplies, you're kind of right up our alley, right? All right, the last one. After a long, free for all summer, nice to have structure and a schedule again. All right, so those are my favorite back to school memories. And that really is, so this is really probably as a mom, things that I appreciate and remember. If I did this from maybe when I was a child in school, I mean, for sure the back to school supplies, then I'd really have to think about that one. I'm sure it'd be totally different. Seeing my friends again, getting a new locker. So I think I would probably list this a little bit differently than I would approaching it as a mom. All right, so I think we are ready now that I've done my writing. And again, the reason I did that off the page is because it's just a little bit hard. I could do it, but once you get to the very end of one of your notebooks, it's a little bit harder to write in. So you see me do that more and more when I start to get to the end of an insert. Actually, I'm going to do this again and try to get as close to the edge as I can without going over. Like The Price is Right. You have to be closest without going over. To get, let's see. Oh, actually, I don't have to worry about that too much. I just want to make sure that it's really nice and adhered over here, because if it's going to lift anywhere, it's going to want to lift along this edge just because it is over the edge. All right, so let's do these like this now. And that little guy will go there. And what have I done with my other? Oh, here it is. All right, here it is. Score tape. Yes. So what Denise is talking about is I'm grabbing it. Them, I should say. Something like, that's foam. Something like any of these. So different companies make them. There are different widths, but it's double-sided tape. And I use this a lot, use double-sided tape like this a lot when I am working in my mini books and doing a lot of interactive things, just because it's really sturdy. But just a little piece of tape. Well, really what you do is you do something like this. Let's just pretend we're doing it right here. I put that right there, that, tear that off, and then I have nice, sturdy adhesive. You probably can't see that. Right along that side. So if I were to adhere that to something, then that's not going anywhere. So that's score tape or double-sided tape. Some people call it red tape or red line tape. Different widths, different companies. Kim, your last son started college. I didn't know that. That's so exciting. The lockers, yes, decorating the lockers, right? So this is a very different, uh, and I don't know if this happens everywhere. It happens the high school that our boys went to, really big high school, and you know, kids get lockers, but they say you don't have enough time to get from you don't have enough time to get from one class to the other if you have to go to your locker. So they get assigned lockers, but they never use them. They just carry everything in their backpacks, which is going to create a whole generation of adults in the future that have back issues because they're carrying all their books and everything in their backpack. Yes, the Suquang. That's a hard one to pronounce. Yeah. Oh yes, and the crayons. See, this would be a really fun one to do as a kid. I love the boxes of crowns, right? And isn't it crazy because you'd be so happy. And I always wanted like the big box, like the big 64 box or 128. I don't even know if there was a 128. And I had the sharpener in the back. Oh, and there was nothing like a freshly unused crayon. I gotta be careful with that. Crayon, not a crown. Yeah. Okay. So I think I want to figure out the washi now, but remember I'm over here. See, I need to leave. I want my I want that measuring tape washi to go right there. So it's going to, let me look in one more spot because this is really going to bug me. But I'm pretty sure it's not in here. The class that I'm teaching this afternoon, I said I was doing something at a virtual event called the Scrap Smarter Experience. All of that, plus whatever else was here, I did a whole class on washi tape and different ways to use washi tape. Like, anyhow. Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to leave room for it, okay? I will leave room for it. You guys help me remember. And it's not this one. I know it looks like it might be that one. That's not the one that I want. I want a different one. I just don't know where it is. So I will come back. I'll leave space over here. And in fact, I should probably put these down now or else I'll forget. And you guys will be like, wait, you need to leave space. And then I will have forgotten. And I'll be so sad. Okay, so this will go there. That. This one will go here like this. I just remembered I have to go to the dentist on Monday. I mean, it's just a, it's just a cleaning or whatever, but the dentist is not my favorite. I don't really care for the dentist. No, nothing against dentists. If you're a dentist or you have a dentist in your family, I just am not a fan of the dentist. All right, I wanted to grab my little hole punch, just to punch a little hole here in the top of, oh, that's perfect. So if you have the mini clips and more stamp set like I'm using, and you happen to have the big crocodile, the smaller of the two holes is like the perfect fit for, it's the perfect fit for the little hole in the top of the stamp. On the top of the clip. Although you probably won't even really notice it when I put it down, but that's okay. All right, let's use a glue pen, just because if I use a glue pen, I can get adhesive everywhere I need it, as opposed to just trying to get my tape runner on there. And we use our little tweezers. It's going to be in Jack's head, but that's okay. There we go. There's the first one. I think I've used the little minis maybe once before, twice before. I don't know why. I haven't used them much before because they're sure fun. Okay. And that one will go, I'm going to bop that down just a little bit more so it's not overlapping on the top there. Okay, watch this. Just because, what? Tape, washi, here. then that way I remember what I'm going to do there. Oh, I know something I was thinking about doing maybe. So I had pulled out one of these little coupons still. One of the little washi tickets, not coupons, washi tickets. Oh, and actually I don't want to use this one because that was the very end one and it doesn't have the little notches. That was like the starter one. So I don't know. It may work or it may not. What I was thinking here was that I would like cut it and make a little notch, little banner thing. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do this or not. So we'll see. Because then I would have to lift it under there. So it would kind of go. Well, if I'm going to do it, it's just going to happen. So, however, I can't really do that right now because I need the washi. So what I will do, I'll just take this little piece that was left over from the roll. Actually needs to be bigger. And I'm going to cut off this little part and put this behind half of the sticker. This is a little trick if you ever know that you have to come back and like add a photo to something or, but you still want to get part of it done. That is now on the back side of it. So I can still go in and put it here, or else I know I'll forget later. And part of it will be adhered. Okay, part of it's adhered and part of it isn't. So when I get that washi, I can come back, move this over, put the washi down, peel the backing of that off, and then put the sticker down. Because I will want the washi to go behind that. Okay, so now for the other washi that I want to do along here. I think maybe just these two. So this is the alphabet washi, and that is linked in the description of the video. So I think here what we may need to do, let's just see. It might need to pop under here. Like that, okay. And then I'm gonna do this black one. It's the tickets. Yes, Kim, it's this one that I used. So we talked about that a little bit earlier. There are 5 rolls like this, and they're all different, but they're all perforated tickets. Well, they could be perforated. They're perforated, but you could also use them as one long strip if you wanted. Okay, so now, thought this would be fun to do on there as well. We'll just do it down below and like that. So we still get some of the writing in there. Okay, so this is label tape, and it is, it's really just like a little label machine, although it's just on a roll, so, and it's already, you know, labeled for you. I can't remember if this is a sticker or not. It's called label tape. It's been a while since I used this. In the package, there's numbers. Oh yeah, it is. There's numbers, and then there's also, oh, bear with me. There's numbers and, oh, come on. Letters, thank you. Numbers and letters. Numbers and letters. Susan, Bucket. Hi, Bucket. Bucket, to Susan, Luna, falls asleep at the dentist. Woman, I knew that you were a little bit crazy, but now there is no doubt in my mind that you are crazy. I can't believe you fall asleep at the dentist. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Craziness. Total craziness. All right, now this guy. So this one, I was able to just kind of go right around the page. I might just snip that too because it'll be better if it snips. All right, this guy, I definitely can't do that because it's just like label tape. So it's kind of stiff plastic, right? So that guy will just have to go right there. even though you can still see a little bit of that, we won't tell, right? We won't tell. Actually, I could fix it if I wanted. I could just lift this back up again and try to get this in there closer. Okay, there we go. All right, yes, somebody said I need to recreate that. I do. I just need both of the boys together again, right? Actually, they're together. Well, they'll be together on Sunday. Sam is going to go see Jack before he drives home on Sunday. Where did those come from? Remember when I said I didn't know where my scissors were? Oh, goodness. I don't know where those were, but clearly they were here. All right, so no more washi. We're good there. All right, let's now just go back to the sticker book because I think we just need a couple, like something in here. I probably should have figured what I wanted to go there before I finished. Okay, what would be really fun is the shoe. The only problem is the shoe's kind of going the wrong way. I really need the shoe to be like that, right? Because it doesn't really fit, although it could fit here maybe. Let's just see. That's kind of fun. We'll see if we like that there. Something probably to go in here. What does this remind you guys of? Oh, okay, hold on. I need to make myself a note. Another note. Oh my gosh. This is really funny, friends. I have a little... What's your phone number? Google, stop. I have a Google nest we have in our house, and there are a number of different little parts to it. Well, there's one in my craft room, and when I said I need to make a NOTE, I don't know why she's listening to me. I didn't tell her to listen. She started talking to me and telling me I'd be happy to do that and just give me your phone number, which that was really weird. So bear with me for a moment while I make an LIST. I feel like my kids are young, right? Because I'm doing this and having to spell things. So fave, sitcom, adult, because now I need to get characters. I need to get Big Bang on there. And then Schitt's Creek. And that will just be my my little personal note for when we do those lists. Yes, that reminds me of the Big Bang Theory, right? Totally. Put the lock into that round opening. Right there. It won't work. It's too big. It will not work right there. It's too big, I think. Well, maybe not. I guess it could go right here. It could go right there like that. Kind of right down around the, there we go, cute. Cute, Kim, great idea. Great idea, love it. Okay, so yes, yellow star. Now here's the deal. I have lots more stickers. Oh, see, all the details. This one is begging to be used. We have to use this somewhere. I think maybe this could go, ooh, how about right there? That'll be cute there. Yes, all the details. Study buddy, so cute. Currently learning. Today I learned, oh, that was it was always hard with the kids to try to get them to talk to you about what they learned at school, right? How was school? Fine. What'd you learn today? I don't know. Nothing. Right? All right, so I think that may be it for now until I get the washi there. Once I get the washi there, then I may figure out if I do anything else. Eraser, that's cute. We don't need that because we'll have the washi. Oh, I know one more thing that we can add. Here, word strip stickers, right? Okay, so we know my love of word strip stickers, so let's see. You deserve a gold star, making the grade. Making the grade could work right here, maybe. No, not there. Maybe it could go right here. Making the grade. And then, all right, I think I better stop. I think I better stop until I get the washi. So here's the thing. Well, maybe now it would work. This could potentially work right here. Let's just do that. That'll totally work. I don't need to find the washi. So, oh, watch out. Gentle, gentle. Sorry, Jack. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Okay, there we go. Yes, so this could now come right along here. I wasn't going to use it before because it wouldn't be long enough, but now it will totally work because it will get hidden by that. So if we put this down here, like that, and then flip this open. Look, I didn't even need to do that. That there, and then our little trick, pull that off, ta-da! Oh no. Okay, there's something that definitely didn't work about this. What didn't work is I wanted this even side to side, but I didn't want that even with that edge. So let's see if we are able to repair that. And then we'll move on to the next list. Oh, look at that. Lovely, easy peasy. Okay, so it was even there. I didn't want it to be even because that was weird. We need that like right there. All right, now I need something else right there because now there's kind of a big hole. So let's go back to here and see what other icons could fit in just right down there. Oh, Bernice, I love that. Okay, so I have to read what Bernice said, and then I think I know what I'm going to use from here. Bernice said, I would ask my son what he learned, and he would just mumble. But at bedtime, right before he fell asleep, he would tell me about his whole day, right? I love that. So I saw something really interesting on social media the other day. So let's see. Either I Heart Books. See, I like I Heart Books, but doesn't really work because there's all that white there and then white and red, so probably not. This one could work, right? Our Big Bang Theory. Oh, but that probably won't work too because it's also red and white. Maybe Hello School. Hello School would work. Uh-oh, come on. Hello School. Okay, there we go. One more thing. I'm thinking which one of those was in green? One of those right there. Because then it would kind of tie in my green. I don't know. Let's see if this works. Okay, yes, I know what I was saying. I was saying I saw something on social media, and it was talking about how it's the first day of school. Well, or for a lot of kids, this week is the first week back, and that, you know, you might have things planned for the weekend, or you want to go do this or that, or have a big dinner to celebrate or whatever. And the person that was writing a little article was basically saying, don't do it. Your kids are exhausted. They're traumatized. It's just a lot. It's a lot after the summer to all of a sudden get back into school again. So it was saying just, make something easy for dinner. Don't plan anything. If the kids, all they want to do is watch TV or play video games for the night or, a little bit more than usual, let them do it because it is, it's tough. And sometimes we don't think that, So I thought that was interesting. I probably wish sometimes that when my kids were younger that someone had told me that. Alrighty, are we there? Okay, I felt like it just needed a little something in that little space, and that's why I put that little yellow label. All right, friends, so there we go. There is our list. Christina. So Christina just, and then Veronica, I saw yours after Christina's. So let me just answer a couple questions really quick. Veronica said, what are your thoughts on using wet adhesive? For me personally, the only time I use a wet adhesive, like something like this, only time I use a liquid glue is if I am trying to adhere something that has a lot of texture to it, like ribbon or pom-poms or something like that. Otherwise, or if I am trying to maybe adhere some chipboard that isn't self-adhesive, I'll put a little bit of liquid glue. Otherwise, I don't use liquid glue at all. The reason for that is paper and glue usually don't play well together. Now there's some kind, I think Beacon Adhesives made an adhesive that was kind of meant to work with paper. But generally, because paper or glue's liquid and paper is paper, it just kind of soaks into the paper and then it gives you kind of a lot of a bumpy mess. So for me, I typically don't use liquid glue. If I have something tiny, like a little button or a sequin or something, even then I will use a glue dot instead of liquid glue, because especially if it's like a button, if you use liquid glue with a button, sometimes even when it's dry, it'll just pop off really easily because it's plastic against the glue, if that makes sense. So that's just me personally. Nothing wrong with liquid glue, but typically I don't use liquid glue. Then Veronica said, what is that cool lifting tool? Is Debbie Pettit, are you on, friend? Oh, I know what I'll do. Okay, watch this. So this is a tool. It is from close to my heart, and it's made by Creative Memories. It is the multi-purpose tool. It's this little box. So I bought, I don't know, maybe like 6 weeks ago. The one I'd been using was just I'd been using it for a long time. And so I'm like, oh, I need another one. I need to get more of these. And one of the people in our little Saturdays or on the Facebook group, Debbie Pettit, she is a Creative Memories consultant. So I said, Debbie, would you please pop into the Facebook group and link this so people know where to get it? And so she did, and then I bought like 8 of them with the intent of having some for myself, but also doing some as a giveaway. So I will add this we'll have a second giveaway this week. One of these little multi-purpose tools. It's brand new, still in the box, and I bought them, but just another little giveaway to do. So I'll do 2 giveaways this week. If you want to leave a comment twice, you double your chances to win. But remember, not in the chat, on the comments after the fact. And if you want to leave me another comment, favorite back to school memory, whether it was when you were a kid or when you were as an adult with kids or whatever. But yes, that is the multi-purpose tool. And I love it. I use it all the time. Hi, Igioma. Oh, there we go. Diane is as well. So Diane is as well. Oh, okay. So I just got a text from Sam. So we know Sam is alive. That's good. When our kids do things like that, we tell them that we need proof of life. So basically that they need to let us know every so often in a day that they're still good. So Sam just sent the proof of life for the day, I guess. All right, so this now, I just need to write this here. That is 2005. This is 2015. And then over here, I'll just write August 2021. And now we are done with that list. Okay, let's move on to list number 2. Nancy uses fabric tack for heavier items like buttons. Smooth out any glue before adhering things together. You get wrinkles or bumps. Paper to paper, no liquid. Okay, good. That's very good suggestions. The first gift away question, right? So 2 of them. The first one was, things you thought you'd never do. So things you thought you'd never do, or something you thought you'd never do. All right. Which takes us to our second list. So let me get, just really quick, let's get that out of the way. Let's get these little stamps put away, just so, where are they? There we go, there's one. Oh, I had pulled these out too because I wasn't sure what I was going to use for a title. And anytime you have stickers like that, those just kind of remind me of school. So I thought something like that could be fun too. Alrighty. Alrighty, ready. And I will be using stamps again, so we won't get that too cleaned up. Okay, our next list is... Which one do I want to do next? Things I thought I'd never do. Why not? All right, also a 2-page list. So, my third, oh, it'll work. They'll all work in here. Okay, things I thought I'd never do. Now, this one I decided at the last minute this morning that I was completely going to change what I thought I was going to do in my head for this list. So, I am going to be able to do part of the list, but not the whole list, because I decided I wanted to add photos. So, this will be a 2-page list. And what I'm going to do up here, so I'm just going to draw this with a pencil. Photo, 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 photo. So it will be, basically, let me just show you what my plan is. Let's see if I have one in here. This is all the, let's see. This is my little, oh, okay. Well, it'll be kind of like this, but with white space in between. So this is a 4x6 photo that I printed with the Epson PictureMate. I used their creative print app, the Epson Creative Print app that is in the App Store. It's just a free app. And I grabbed, this was for something that I did early last year, early days of coronavirus, and there were just some things that we had watched that week since we were watching a ton of TV back then. Those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2x2 photos, all on one 4x6 print. So if I wanted, I could come in and now just cut those apart and use them individual photos. So what I will be doing right here will be something similar to what you see right up here. But another option with that app is that you can add a white border. So basically, what I normally do here, oh, actually, it's exactly dirt. It's exactly that. That's what I will do. So I will do that setup. I just will have no photos right there. I'll take a four top like that guy, and it will just go right there. And then I'll do some stuff here and then some stuff over here. So that's my plan. That is my plan that I decided to switch up at the last minute this morning. So I don't have those photos yet. However, I do know what photos I'm going to put there based on my list. So, things I thought I'd never do. I am going to use the, it's on the floor, Raymond Gold Collection. Products from, oh boy, hang on. Sorry. I lost some things. Brave and Bold collection. So Brave and Bold is an Amy Tangerine collection that, boy, I would say probably came in around March. And I've never used it because, well, never really. I used it on a couple small things. But because this never came in. The 6x8 pad never came in. And then I finally got them maybe a week ago. So I thought, well, now's the time to use it now that I have some paper to pair with it. So as I was going through all this yesterday, kind of setting up the little flat lay photo, I started looking pretty closely at the collection, and I noticed something. This collection kind of has a split personality because you have part of the collection that is kind of soft, a little bit like this, has some really pretty florals, some nice fonts, and things like that. And then, oh, and this cute butterfly. And then those little strips. And then there's this whole other side to the collection, like this. Lots of color, lots of rainbow. So I thought that's really fun because you almost get like two mints in one. I think that was a Certs commercial back then, I think. But I am going to, for this list, use the right side, kind of the this side of the personality of the collection, and then I will come back later and then do something with this other side. Although this one, I love that. The blah, 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 I absolutely love that. But that won't work on this one. So I'm using kind of this more softer side of the collection. So I have these two. Now I need to think because I changed the way I was going to do things this morning. So over here is where I will be doing my list. And so then maybe what I should do, if I have this as my background, I don't know. Hold on. I'm going to look through and see. Because I know I want to use this. I'm just not sure how yet. So here we go. This will be way better now for this because I can put my top photo right there, and then I can do a little block right there for my journaling, because it's similar to what I had, but this just has too much going on for it now, what I want to do. And this paper, I love the most. Look at those cute little zebras. Aren't they cute on that little pink paper? All right, so that's the plan. Stan. That is the fact that remember certs is remarkable. Kim, I will tell you, I remember the stupidest things, and it makes me angry. Like, we could remember, like, Tootsie. Tootie, not Tootsie. Tootsie, that's a whole other movie. But I could remember Tootie. So I remember Tootie and certs commercials, but I can't remember what I walked into the other room to get, right? Which, that's the interesting thing about our little brains, right? Okay, so this will be 4 3/4 by 8, because that's usually what I do. Like so. And then we round the outside corners. The same vintage. I love that, Veronica. Yes, the same vintage. There we go. Things that I never thought I'd do. Remember the words to the certs commercial. No, that's not really on my list, but it could be, right? All right, so that will go there. This is, you can kind of see, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but it kind of has, part of this is iridescent. So it's got kind of like a little pearly, just part of it though, like part of the leaves have this little kind of pearly iridescent coating on them. All right, so I have to think about this because I'm going to end up covering up quite a bit of this. So if I just rotated the paper because if I put my list on here, we'll still be able to see some of that flower and a little bit of flower and a little bit of flower. So that'll work. But now that just gave me another thought. I need that pad again for a second because it might be fun to take for my list. I saw a yellow in here. This one maybe. Now this is kind of fun. And again, it may be a little bit hard to tell. There is a, I don't know if you guys can see that as I move that. There's like a cheetah pattern on here. Oh, the UPS is here too today. There's a cheetah pattern in that. Can you guys see the cheetah pattern? Diane, it's called Brave and Bold, and it is linked in the description of the video. I don't know if you guys can see the little cheetah pattern in there, but it is, it's just a little bit iridescent. So what I might do is take this yellow and actually adhere my list to this. So there's just a little bit of a yellow border on it to pull in a little bit more yellow, because you can kind of see a little bit more on the hearts, that iridescent. Ooh. Okay, yep, it's the yellow. All right. Oh yeah, it's cheetah like that, the black stuff, but it's just kind of, you barely see it. Veronica, I missed what you typed, I guess. Okay, another quick coffee. Okay, so we need to trim this guy. This guy we will also trim to 4.75. That will be going over here, down to the corners. Like so. All right. I am going to take a, where's that wet cardstock? I need to get some more wet cardstock. So I'm going to take oh, that'll work. So let's see if we kind of go like that. Actually, we'll make it a little bit thinner and a little bit shorter, maybe. If that goes there like that, and then I use this and just give it like the teeniest, tiniest little bit of yellow. That's the plan. It's a little thinnest yellow border. Then that will make it kind of pop a little bit right on there. I don't want to lose too much. Just see how I just rotated the paper there? I was going to cut this way, and then I rotated it this way. The reason why I'm rotating that is because I now have this strip that is Traveler's Notebook height, right? So if I decide I want to do something differently, like that could maybe go over there. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that would be fun. We'll see. But I could use that strip for something else. I'm going to pop this off for 1 sec. Just because I made it a little bit wider. That's a perfect example of how that tool, this tool I think is like the greatest ever. I don't work for Creative Memories. I'm just like you guys and think it's an awesome tool. Okay, and that will go here. Like that. So we have a little bit of the yellow peeking out, and we still have enough of that flower. So you can see that there's flowers all around. Michelle, right? Michelle, does that sound right? 191. I totally just had a blank in my head. Okay, please tell me yes, thank you. Like it totally, the 191, you knew I would remember that. That's such a good story. So, Michelle is 789-68400 tacos. Some of you will maybe remember, and I posted about Michelle in the Facebook group earlier this year because she's one of our little listers, and she had a, hope you don't mind me sharing, Michelle, an amazing bout with COVID. Like, oh my gosh, it's very scary. So I'm very happy that she's here and that she's on the mend. Many days in the hospital, right, Michelle? That was, yes. Anyhow, I've known Michelle for a long time. There was a store that I taught at for many years up in Northern California, in Los Gatos, called Island's Creative Escape. Oh my gosh. Anyhow, that's how I met Michelle. 108 days in the hospital. Michelle, you are the biggest trooper. It's funny. This is so funny. I was thinking about you this morning. I heard there's a song on the radio that says, "You're killing me, Smalls." And it always makes me think about your dog when it says "You're killing me, Smalls." Anyhow, but 191, really long story short. Well, it's a long story long because we're going to squirrel for a minute. For a couple of years at that store, I did a planner meetup, and it was like a 10-hour thing, and there were lots of people that would come, and I hosted this planner meetup, and we'd play with planners and traveler's notebooks and do giveaways, and I do demos and all kinds of things. But one day I was giving away a live print Anyway, a printer that would work with video. I can't even explain it because it would take a long time. But I think there were, what did we have? Michelle, was it like 191 entries? Or more than 191 entries. And this is so funny. I was calling numbers to win prizes, and you wanted to win that. You wanted the flamingo cup and not the printer? Oh my gosh. Okay. I remember the flamingo cup. It was a little flamingo floaty that for a swimming pool you could put a cup in. Anyway, Michelle's number was 191, and she kept just saying 191, 191 every time I pull a number. I don't remember if I ever pulled a number or not, Michelle, if I ever pulled yours. But that's how, anytime she says 191, it's such good memories because it reminds me of that. So, love you, hun. All right. And Donna said you live 4 blocks from that store. So I haven't been to that. I haven't, you got the last one. And it wasn't planned, right? I was just pulling numbers. That's so fun. I have not been to that store. I was supposed to teach at that store in March, I think, of 2020. And obviously that didn't happen. March or April. Yes. Okay. Anyhow, I totally squirreled. I'm on totally different subject here, right? Sorry about that. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do now, I am going to do a little bit of story on here and then listing here, photos here. So with that being the plan, now I need to pull some yellow in over to this side. So I think there's not 2 pieces of that in the pad. Some of the American Crafts pads, American Crafts does Amy Tangerine. Some of them have 2 sheets each of, actually I think it's only Vicky's that have the 2 sheets each, or maybe double-sided, I don't remember. No, so those are only singles. So I don't have a second sheet of that, but I still want to pull in yellow. So I could do a couple different things here. If this was over here, and that was there, and that was there. Oh yeah, I think that'll work, right? So I still get a little bit of the yellow in from this side, and then if that's there, and then my little journaling is right there. That's going to work. So we do a couple of different ways on when I cut, because usually that's how I'm cutting a piece of 6x8 paper. I'm cutting some to use here, and then I have an extra strip left over. So we've done a couple of different ways that you can use whatever's left over, but here's a good example of another way that we can incorporate what we have left over. So this is going to go right there, and that is going to be, all right. So I need to move this, because let me show you why I need to move it. I want this to be centered left to right, and where I have this placed, it's what happened on the other page with the little red washi ticket I did. That's even. I don't want that to be even like that. That looks funny to me. So I will pull this up. And move it over a little bit, and then I'll have to re-round corners. Well, maybe not. I won't. All right. No, just a little bit. There's just like this little weird thing here. Okay. All right, so now, oh yes, much better, right? So now I'm still centered left to right, but I have a little bit of that yellow. I'm just going to put one little piece right there. That is where my group of 4, my 4 top will go right there. And then this is where I will have my journaling will go right here. And let's cut that off. Mindy says hi and happy birthday. She's not able to make it today. Happy birthday. Thank you. I was going to say happy birthday. Thanks, Kim. Please tell her thank you. I know, Donna. I know. I need to reach out because I have not been to the store to teach since Nina bought it from Lori. I was going to, but COVID, right? I mean, I didn't get COVID, but that's when everything shut down. And I think I just saw, because I'm on their email lists too, I think I just saw that, I think California is back to masks again, isn't it? Tell you what, this is just a blank show. Our world is a blank show. S-H-I, fill in the last letter show. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, that'll be fun. This is totally turning out way different than I thought. So I have a couple of, let's do this. Let's get the trimmer out of the way. We don't need that green background. Let's now take a couple of the things that I had pulled. So this could go maybe up there. Yes is good. Yes could be fun. So yeah. Oh, I wonder what if we do something like that, where it's tucked partly underneath my journaling, but then partly on top of that photo right there. I like that. That will work. Grateful can kind of go right there because I could be grateful for some of the things I thought I'd never do. I'm not grateful for some of the things I thought I'd never do. I'll explain that soon. Yeah, I think that will be fun. Let's see, we have a few. Beautiful mess. That is also, that could work in here too, couldn't it? A beautiful mess. I don't know, this could go here. But it's not really a beautiful mess. I mean, it's not, there's just one thing on there that I'm really not proud of. I kind of like that there. And then, I don't know, the yes may not work. The yes may be a no. The yes is a no, maybe. Oh my gosh, I tell you. Oh, and Louise. Yeah, I miss PlannerCon. And our friend Louise that passed away recently that ran PlannerCon was very sad. What kind of cake for the birthday? No cake. But Lily, you guys kind of know of Lily. Lily is the lady that I hired that now works for me, that used to be our nanny for many years. She made me, oh my gosh, it's what I had for breakfast this morning. Shortbread, lemon bars. I love lemon bars, like love, love, love. But she made them. They're so good. And it's shortbread on the bottom. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't even tell you. All right, so I think this is probably how we will end up. These little three guys, this is okay. I did my best and wow. These jumped right out. These jumped right out at me because they are like little word strips, right? I haven't even looked at the stickers yet to figure out what might work. So I could work those in and then love yourself. So this could, I mean, this might have to come into play, maybe like right down here because that's might not be bad to have a little bit more yellow in there. We'll see. And love yourself. That's, you know, you have to love yourself. The good and the bad things. All right, so I think that's the plan. I'm not too sure about the yes, if the yes is going to work. But I kind of like that. I kind of want to be able to work that in, so I'm not sure how that would work. If we're like this or over here. I don't want that to be in the center though, that's the problem. Oh, that could work, why not? All right, let's put this down because if I don't get these things down, then I'll forget and I won't have room for them. Maybe that goes right there. Okay. It's funny, I really want to reach for pop dots, like foam squares or something, but I won't because there's really no room. You really, in a traveler's notebook, it's really hard to do dimensional things like that, just because then there's too much dimension. Okay, Alyssa, I think Alyssa, right? Lily and your husband's older sister of the caring. Shortbread is a caring, yummy thing that speaks to the soul. I didn't know that. I'm going to tell her that. I love that. That's really cool. I had no idea. Well, we just move things around a little bit till we make up our mind since we're not sure what we want to do. That'll work. This is a prime example of why it's really good to have a glue pen, right? How would I get adhesive behind this guy? It'd be really, really hard. So a little glue pen like that, and I have two, and I carry both on my website, but I have two because this is like a little fine tip for things like this. And then the other one is oh my gosh, I'm gonna do it again. It's not a wedge. This happened last week. I called it a wedge. It is slanted. I don't even remember. It's a slanted tip, right? Well, I've just pounded that too far. Anyhow, doesn't matter. Where did the lid go? I don't know. I'll find it when I clean up, I guess, huh? Okay, there we go. And now this side is totally boring, but that's okay because we'll have photo over here. Just have to write this photo. This beautiful mess though, I still think I kind of want to use, want to use. But if I did it, it would have to be like that. It'd have to bleed off the edge. What I do know is things you thought, which one? Oh, G-R-A-T, that's a little E. Is that what you mean? Chisel. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. List topic. Oh, I get it. Yes. Things I thought I would never do. Petra. Oh, Petra. Petra asked a great question. I should probably be a little bit more explicit when I explain this at the beginning. Not a dumb question. She said, where can I find the comments section? All I see is the chat, or is it available after the live broadcast? Exactly. It's available after the live broadcast. So great question. And the reason why I do that is the chat, for me to try to go back and sift through everything in the chat after the fact in order to do a giveaway, there's just too much. So it's much easier for me just to go, look at the comments, because I can randomly, do comment much easier than trying to do the chat. But it's not available. I don't think the comment section is available until after. All right, there we go. Let's commit. So here's the deal. I want to commit, but I can't commit right here because my photo is still going to slide in there. So I will commit just to part of it. I have no adhesive right here. So that's another trick. There's no adhesive right here so that I can slide my photo in, and then that'll just sit on top. If I want to, I can put adhesive behind that. So, and if you're just joining, literally like 5 minutes before we started, I decided I was completely going to design this differently than I originally thought. So that is why I don't have the photo yet. And this is where the outlining to me really makes sense, because I'm pulling out all the black. So this is black, like line art on that background there. And then I have black, black, black. So the outlining just really kind of helps to pull it all together. On this one. In other cases, the outlining is just always there. So, and then I think, I don't normally, when I do a 2-page spread like this, I don't normally only outline one side of the spread, but I think I may need to do that on this one just because there's a lot of outlining. I mean, not outlining, there's a lot of line art already happening all over that. One quick thing is I am writing on top of that yellow paper. Remember when I said the yellow paper has iridescent, like little cheetah spots all over it? This is one area when a Sharpie is your friend, because I am writing on top of something that's slick. That little iridescent is slick on there. So my Sharpie will write on there and not smear, or just not adhere at all. Okay, so I haven't really thought about what I was gonna do here. So let's see. Oh, I didn't even look at these. I need some small black stickers. So let me grab those. My type. These are Doodlebug cardstock stickers, and they come in lots of different colors. And they have them on my website. I didn't link them because I didn't know I was going to use them, but at 50 plus, hi honey, guess where Nick is? Where's Nick every Saturday? Golfing. He usually pops in, he's on some hole. And the guys that he golfs with, I think they just know. They just know, right? Oh my gosh, it's 4:12 a.m. Alyssa, where are you again? Is that, did you say Australia? Holy moly, 4:12 a.m. That's impressive. At 50 plus, I'm 50 plus. The plus doesn't matter. Just, we don't need to know what the plus is, but I'm 50 plus. At 50 plus, I've done a lot of, I'm just writing off the top of my head, things in my life. Some am I. This is an example of my brain is going faster than my writing hand. So there's my little white gel pen that I'm just writing right over those letters that I wrote in the wrong place. Oh, duh, never mind, Lil. Watch. Some I am. Wow. And then, okay, I'm going to make this work. Some I am. Once that dries, I'll go in and write over it again. Some I am proud of, and other things I wish I could do over or do again differently. Regardless, and that is not irregardless. Irregardless is not a word. Regardless, here's a list of things I thought I would never do. All right, there we go. And then I'll figure something else to go down there. All right, so here we are. I need to chop this part off. So I thought there was a stamp I was going to use, and I don't think I'm going to end up using it. This one. So this is one of Vicky's color study stamps. That flower just kind of reminded me of some of the flowers on here and right there. So if I didn't put that right there, I would probably maybe stamp and put that little guy right there. Oh, I just remembered something. Sorry. I just reminded me because I was thinking, oh, and then I could color in the stamp. And then I thought, oh, wait, I never colored in our push pin. So bear with me. We're going to color the push pin in really fast or I will forget. Let's see what this yellow looks like. Yeah, that will be cute. Okay, because that yellow is kind of like that. There. Look at, you could have your own set of colored push pins by just taking out your inks or your markers or whatever. And then there we go. It's actually, I better go a little bit harder because it needs to be a little bit darker. If you had colored markers or whatever, you can make your little push pins colored. Okay, whoever suggested that, thank you. Hi Nancy. Oh yeah, I don't mean to be the grammar police, and that's not even really grammar, but that's just one of those things. All right, there we go. Back here. The other thing, something like this. So if you wanted to, maybe you didn't have this paper, but you kind of liked the look of something like that, you could make your own background paper by stamping something like that. So let's just pretend. And I will do it on this guy so that, and this is another example of if I was binge watching something and I still wanted to be creative or, you know, do something, then I could punch a bunch of these little guys and then have them whenever I was ready to use them. So I could make kind of my own background paper by stamping. And now here I'm just using the black because that's just what I happen to have handy. But you could recreate something like this. Instead of using black, you could use different colored ink if you wanted, but that's kind of a, that would be something fun to do. So, dang it. Hang on, I now have ink on my fingers. But what made me think of that is this is one of the die cuts in that Brave and Bold. So I thought, wait a minute, don't I have a stamp that kind of looks like that? And it reminded me of that one. Okay, but I won't end up using that because I used that. All right, my list. So I need to think about how I'm going to do my list now. Where's my list? Oh, over here. It's fun to have you back, Nancy. Okay, I missed it. Is it Alyssa? Oh yes, okay. New South Wales, right? Isn't that what NSW is? New South Wales, I think. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed. Yes, you could also stamp over decorative paper. Okay, so let's just talk about that for a sec. You could take a super plainish paper, like, I don't know, something like that didn't have a ton of pattern to it. Probably not that one. There's a lot of pattern in this. You could put it on something like that. That would be really cute. So you would just have a little bit more of, actually, I want to see what that looks like. Okay, we're just going to play for a second. To be careful not to get, I've got ink all over me now, I think. All over my freshly painted fingernails. Oh yeah, right? So, good point. Doesn't have to only be on white. You could do it on your different color of pattern paper as well. And something that's fun to do, even not every flower has to be whole, right? You can have some go off the edge. So if I wanted, this could be just a background paper for a list or for a scrapbook page or something, a card, or it could be fussy cut, right? So I could come in and fussy cut some of those little guys out, and then I would have, I'm just having fun stamping. Then I would have little patterned paper flowers. Okay, good suggestion. Good suggestion. All right, I noticed I had something. Let me get that off. I need to push this off to the side because that is pigment ink, so it needs a little bit longer to dry. I don't want to just close the lid or else it's not quite dry. Okay. Back to my list. Oh, yes. So, things I thought I'd never do. Okay, now I remembered what I was going to do. See, I have my little notes and my lists and then what my idea was. So I'm going to number these things. The reason I'm going to number them is because I will have 4 of the things on my list will have a photo. So I will come in, this will be 1 through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 things. And then let's say 1, 2, 7, and 8 are photos. So I'll have 1 through 9 here, and then this will, I'll put a number 1 here, a 7 here, or an 8 there, and a 2 there, or whatever. So they'll kind of be, that's how you know what's what. All right, so 9. Maybe we should use number stickers again. Let's try it. 1. Just so you know, I don't mean to like make you wait. There's nothing like tragic or not scathing. What's the word? I'm having a hard time with words today. Scandalous. There's nothing scandalous on my list when I talk about some things I wish I'd never done or could do over. There's nothing scandalous, so don't worry. 1, 2, okay, there's 9. That was funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the middle. Oh, Leo. Right? Isn't 5 the middle? 5 is the middle? Ooh. Is this going to work? 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Now, I could also stamp these. So if it turns out this wasn't giving me enough room, I'll be fine. But if I didn't have enough room, then I could just use number stamps if I had smaller number stamps instead of stickers. Because these will be kind of 1 or 2 liners, right? I won't have a lot of explanation going on. Cockapoo Piper. Oh my gosh, that is the funnest name that you have. Your YouTube name is so funny, your little handle. Hi, Lil. This is the first time I've watched you live. Always watch on replay, but I have time to watch you live. You're fab. Thank you. Vicky from the UK. Cockapoo Paper Vicky. I love it. That's so fun. Well, I'm glad you joined us live too. That is fun. Because I always think, is it live or is it Memorex? That's another one. If Kim, you're still on, the crazy things that are floating around my head. The Certs commercial, is it live or is it Memorex? That was the cassette tape when Memorex was cassette tapes. Worry, we were hoping. No. Is it live or is it Memorex? Yeah. Oh, okay. So now as we're just talking, I have all kinds of things built up in my head that I wanted to talk about. I keep forgetting. Is anyone watching the September for the new iPhone that's coming out, the 13? My phone is a big part of my business. So it's definitely a write-off because I use my phone to film, which I film and teach a lot. So it's a write-off. There is something new rumored that is coming in the new iPhone. The video capability is supposed to be awesome. And so I'm kind of excited about that. We'll see. Yes. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This list, this is fun. This is totally turning out differently, or way different than I thought it would when I decided I was going to use this collection. Again, because I used the one side of the collection. We talked about how there's kind of 2 totally different personalities to it. So, all right. 1 through 9. Here we go. Number 1. Let's see. Here's a list of things I thought I would never do. Here we go. I was an addict. I was a CrossFit addict. ADD? Addict. 2 Ds, right? Addict for more than 2 years. You guys would not have recognized me. Honestly, you would not have recognized me because of number 2. Things I thought I would never do. Lose more than 50 pounds and then gain it back plus. Okay? I was like, seriously, and I'm very proud of number one. I mean, the things that I did in CrossFit, and I started when I was the heaviest I'd ever weighed. And the things that I was able to do in CrossFit were absolutely unbelievable. But I worked really, really hard at it for more than 2 years. And then I got injured a couple of different ways, and then it was over. Something I thought I would also never do, I thought I would never lose 50 pounds. And then something I really thought I would never do was, over the years, gain it all back plus some, which that is the one thing that I said there was things that I could do differently or do over. I would probably not, I don't know, I can't say I would probably not do CrossFit because that was so transformative for me, and it made me realize there were that I was capable of a lot more than I thought I was. I probably wouldn't have gone at it as hard as I did, but I didn't know any better back then. So I wouldn't do the injuries again, but I would totally do the CrossFit again, maybe a little bit a different way. But the weight loss was really good, but the weight gain back was not. So that's the big one. That's the big one. So in case you're waiting for something really scandalous, that's it. Another one. Own my own business. It's been so incredible. Now, I don't have a lot of room for that, so basically that's what's going to, but I never, ever, ever in a million years thought that I would do that. It just never even crossed my mind. And then it did. And so it's been to April 1st, funny, April Fool's Day. April 1st of 2019 was when I went out completely on my own and did it. So I never thought I would do that. Another thing, I never thought I would build a startup software company at, okay, how old was I? I left AT&T and my brain is thinking. Let's see, Jack was born in 1999. So 1999, I was 31 years old. With two other guys, we built a startup software company, and it was pretty successful. Never, ever, ever thought I would do that. Play varsity soccer in high school on the boys team. My high school, there was no girls varsity. There was no girls soccer team at all. There was no girls soccer at all. And I played soccer. And I played soccer all growing up. And I decided to try out for the boys varsity team, and I made it. And so I played soccer on the boys varsity team. And I shouldn't even say boys varsity team. I played soccer in the varsity team in high school. It just happened to be all boys. Okay. I never thought I would be the mom of only boys. Girls, question mark, exclamation point. I always thought for sure I'd have one of each because, why not? Nope. I thought for sure there were girls in there. No girls. So I thought we had it in us. We knew we were only going to have two, and when they were both boys, then we were happy. And now I couldn't imagine any other way. But yes, I always thought that I'd be the mom of at least a boy and a girl. But we have Jack and Sam. I shouldn't say but, because they're awesome. That's just not what I thought was in my pictures. Snorkel with sharks. one of my friends that I used to work with at Basic Gray, her name was Maddie. And she always said, what the what? What the what? I did. I did it. I just did it a couple months ago. Never in a million years thought I would do that. All right, I'm going to take a break for 1 second. I want to talk about something. This kind of thing that we're doing right here, and every once in a while I get on my soapbox and talk about this. This is memory keeping. We are memory keeping. We may be adding photos. We may not be adding photos. Whether you're adding photos or not, making a list, especially like this, is totally memory keeping. Look at the things that we're talking about. Look at the things I am talking about. This is like a little peek into my soul, right? My family has a pretty good idea that I've done all these things, right? They've been there with me. But for me to sit down and make a list like this and talk about things I thought I would never do, this is a treasure. Now, I'm not saying that as like, oh my gosh, how great am I? And look what I'm doing. I mean that if you take the time to do something like this, even if you're just, well, maybe it would be a little bit prettier than this, but even if you're just like going to your notebook like this and making this list, what a gift that is for your family to be able to see little insight into who you are. So when you spend time with me on Saturdays, if you're listening, if you watch the replay, don't feel guilty about taking time for yourself to do something like this, because I think for me, this is really important. This whole thing is important because I am documenting myself, and that's kind of every list, right? We're telling our story, which I think is super important. But for me, it's also important because it's me time and I get to craft and have fun and be with you guys. So, there was one more thing I was just going to say that was related to that, and then I had it and then I totally lost it. So maybe that will pop back into my head. We'll hope that will pop back into my head. Yeah. Oh, I know what it was. So, a couple months ago, we did a list, of jobs that I had over my life. And in the Facebook group, the Lail by Mail Facebook group, someone posted a photo. She did the list, and it was a 2-page list, and she had a little pocket on one of the pages. She had a list, I think that her mother had written years ago, and it was a list. Her mother had written a list of the jobs that she had had, and it was from years ago. So if you think about that, I mean, can you imagine how excited that the daughter must have been when she found that list that her mom had just made of jobs that she'd had years ago? Like, it gives me goosebumps right now. I mean, what a cool thing for her to have. But if nothing more than you're making these lists and you think, this is a waste of time, or, I'm just having fun, but no one else will ever read these. Think back to that and the lady who found the list that her mom wrote of the jobs that she had had, because she probably didn't know. There were some of those probably on that list that she had no idea that her mom even had. So there's my soapbox. I will step down and I will write the last 2 things on my list with a big smile on my face. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Number 8, and then I need to read some of the comments because you guys have some fun comments on there. Number 8 is visit 5 of the 7 continents. Just missing. Ooh, I'm going to fit those in. South America and Antarctica. I may have added an extra little C in there, but that's okay if I did. Yes, 5 of the 7 continents. We lived in Japan when I was a kid, when my dad was in the Navy. And I have taught, vacationed Europe, visited Europe, taught in Europe, Canada, lots and lots of teaching in Canada, taught in South Africa, and also taught in Australia. So most of those are actually teaching with my job, which is kind of cool. All right, last one. And this, if you had probably said this to any of us 3 years ago, where a mask on a regular basis and feel naked without it sometimes, right? That is probably of all the things that would have shocked me the most. If when I was 20, well, whenever, if you had said, okay, fast forward 30 plus years, what are the things, these are the things that you're going to think that you had never done. That one, wear a mask, I would have been like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, so there we go. Uh-oh, dropped an earring. That is my second list. Now that I have this done, I'm not happy with where Love Yourself is. So, maybe that could go there. But if it went there, I'd have to cut it off. And that'd be kind of weird. I'd want to cut it off right there. So I don't think that's going to go there. Let's see if we have another sticker that might work. Or I may move Love Yourself over to the center. Or I have an idea. Let's see. Is the color right? No, I think that's too much. And I think what's going to happen is I think we're just going to lift this guy back up. Very carefully. And I have a little bit of sticker residue there, but I mean of adhesive residue, but it will be okay because it just gets covered right back up again. And we'll go this way and finish our outlining. So, little tool like that. What I need to do now is I need to pull out my goof off or goo gone or whatever it is, because now usually that's one of the main thing I use this for is, you know, going back under things. So when I end up with adhesive on there. So I just need to pull out my little goo gone or goof off or whatever it is and run it over it, and then it won't be sticky anymore. Alrighty, so there we go. And then I need to, I think probably what I'll do, I think I'll wait and get the photo on there, and then I'll see if I need to add anything else. But I think for now, that is it. That is it. So over here, we can use our regular tape runner. And now, since I have the my Swooking, my Score Tape. Score Tape is another brand, but that's kind of the Kleenex version. What I mean by Kleenex is that Kleenex is just kind of the, Kleenex is like Band-Aid or Xerox machine or, you know what I mean. Just the generic, now it's kind of the generic word. You know what I mean. So I'm going to, well, I have my double-sided tape out that Denise was talking about. I'll just run that right here. And then that will make sure that that side is not going to lift on me. And if I wanted, I could put double-sided tape everywhere else, but I won't. I'll just use my regular tape runner. You know what? That could be another fun list. Maybe we'll do that one. I'm going to make another note because I'm always trying to come up with different list ideas, right? So you just write that one down, and I'll have to figure out how to work it. But generics, I'm just going to call it generics in my head for now, generics, and that will be like Kleenex, Xerox. Oh, I know, another one that I was going to say, Band-Aid. So like those words, that names that are brand names that have turned into just kind of like the generic. Oh, yeah, you know what I meant. All right, so now this will go, oopsie, right about, okay, here's the thing. Yeah, there's a trick that I should have done with that, because once it's down, it's kind of down. Yep, I need to go even further over. Don't mind me as I just try to get that down. All right, now. I mean, this is okay that this is kind of flopping around because I'll put my photo in there. All right, so now what I will do is I'll get my photos printed before next week, and I will put those there, and then see if I need to add anything else, but I for sure need to add a date somewhere, but we'll come back and do that later. Okay. Bernice said, I just learned recently that they changed Australia as a continent to Oceania to include other islands in the region, like New Zealand. Wow, isn't that interesting? Okay, all right, so our first two lists, oh my heavens. All right, well, we're gonna start a little bit on the third list. I like to talk, you guys know that. I'm going to start on my third list, and then I will go maybe like another half an hour because I have something at 3 Mountain, so 2 Pacific time, a virtual event that I'm teaching at. So I need to have a little bit of time in between. Okay, so the last one is, I don't even remember how I worded this in the blog post. But basically this is, then and now the 5-year edition. Let's just call it that. So basically looking at how things are different now versus 5 years ago. For me, now this, you could do this in the world, in your city, state, country, for your family, for your friends, for your kids, whatever it is. But for me, that is, I'm doing it kind of about my life. So when I started thinking about this list and how I wanted to lay it out, I think this is a 1-pager. We'll see what happens when we get there. I think it's a 1-pager. And this is, I pulled out a couple of different examples of when we've done kind of comparisons in the past. So this is a then and now. That's how I'm going to title it, then and now. So when we look at different versions of like a comparison like that, I thought I'd just pull out a couple. This one, I am restitching my insert. So it is in pieces because I've separated everything. Anyhow, here's one, more or less. Things I want to do more of, things I want to do less of. We're kind of doing a comparison, more and less. Here's another one. Never have I ever, but I have. So another example of like a then and now, or a this or that. Here is another, where is it? Here's another example somewhere. I don't know. I had it. Why did I had that little clip there for some reason. Oh, there was another one. I know there was one that we did, a favorite books one that I couldn't find. It's in one of my books, but like a then and now favorite books. Oh, there it is. Although this is different. We had a then and now favorite books as a kid and favorite books as an adult. But here's another example of a kind of then and now this or that. This was a things I love and things I hate. This was a funny one. When I did this, people in the comments or in the chat were saying, oh, this, I love this, I hate this, I love this, I hate this. And somebody said hugs. I'm like, oh yeah, I love hugs. And then I wrote hugs at the bottom of hate, my hate list, which was funny. So then I had to say, oops, wrong list, because it should have gone over there. All right, so, and then this was another example. Habits, good and bad. So a fun list is to just do a comparison. Then and now, here and there, good and bad, love and hate. This is just another version of a list like that. But I think it's going to be a 1-page. We'll see. Which means the whole thing has to get built over here. I mean, off of the page, and then I'll come back in and add it. So I thought I would pull out the Willow collection one more time. I have brought this collection in, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how many times. You guys love it. It is such a beautiful collection. There's the cap. The cap is still in there. It's such a beautiful collection, and so I thought I would pull it out and use it probably one more time. And I know Kim Pope loves the Willow collection, huh, Kim? All right, it's just a really pretty, soft and sweet, and doesn't really have much of a theme to it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. This was a really hard list for me to put together. I don't know why. I just don't have a lot of things on my list of things. Yes, Kim, we did concerts we attended, and I remember when. I'm gonna just pull. Let me see if I have it handy. I'm just gonna pull that out. So I was pulling out all kinds of different traveler's notebooks for the class that, well, I filmed the class already, and then I kind of teach it this afternoon. But, oh, here we go. This one. I wasn't sure where the traveler notebook was, but it's here. So this was the Willow collection. So pretty. But this was, I remember where I was when. Our list. This was a fun list. Well, I shouldn't say it was a fun list to do because there's a lot of sad things. Space shuttle and the Oklahoma City bombing and 9/11 and when Ronald Reagan was shot. And unfortunately, a lot of things that we remember are, have to do with something like that. So we used it for that. And then, yes, we used it for the concerts. The concerts was a fun one. Concerts I've been to. So let me see if I haven't done the flip through of this one yet. I need to do the flip through of this one. There are, just so you know, here on my YouTube channel, I've done flip throughs so far of 2 of our listing travelers notebooks. Last year, June through October as one video, and then November, December for another one. So I need to do that one and then just keep going. Anyhow, Willow. Willow's very pretty. So my thought was, you can kind of see my little sketch here, to do like a line down the center and then do a 2016 then and 2021 now. So I do know that I need a piece of pattern paper as a background because of course I need, this is just, there's so many pretty patterns. Maybe that's what I used on that Remember When. That's kind of fun. Maybe that one. Sometimes it's hard. Oh, okay, so this one, this pad has 2 sheets each of 12 different designs. No, 2 sheets each of 18 different designs because there's 36 papers. So doubles there. All right, so what do I want to do? Butterflies, flowers, bird. The birds are cute. There's another bird, little bird. Kind of like little bird. So if we do little bird, I could do little bird and, ooh, that's pretty. Maybe. Little bird. Okay, let me just do this. Let's grab this so I can not have this giant mess. These are the die cuts and maybe a couple of those. We'll see. There's Big Bird, but there's Big Bird. That is not Big Bird. Big Bird is big and yellow from the Sesame Street. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know if I can make this fit on one page when I want to have all the pretties in there too. All right, let's just try those things. Let's get these guys in their little container. Ah, you had to break the rooster's crowing. Okay. Birds. Vicky would say the budgies. What's a budgie? I don't know. What's a budgie? Do double page 20. Okay, but see, here's the deal, Kim. Is that I don't have enough to do that many things. Unless I do descriptors. So when I say unless I do descriptors, so this is a little bit of a descriptor, right? This is a little bit of a descriptor. This is not a descriptor. That's just basically a bulleted list. But if I were to do that with a descriptor, I could do something like this, where I have little boxes around the descriptors. All right, let's do it. Let's do a 2-pager. Why not? We'll do a 2-pager. So, all right. Let's figure out then. Now let's go back and look at the paper as a 2-pager. I don't know. That's sure pretty. If we did that, all right. So what I probably need to do is, oh no, okay, hold on. So now my mind's in a totally different place. So I think, let me just go back and look at, oh, this one, good, bad. All right, I can do it just like this. So I can have 2 different coordinating pattern papers, and I'll do then and now, and then my lists, and then, but the lists will have to be a little bit different. Okay, there we go. Got it. Those little birds. Oh, the budgies. Budgies. Okay, so I think it's a little parakeet kind of looking bird that she has in her color study collection. Now I get what you mean, Kim. Now I totally understand. All right, so I think these 2 would be really pretty together. But let's look. I don't know. I won't use it, but I'm so drawn to this paper. I just think it's so neat with that stripe in the middle. This is one of those collections that's just a good all-purpose for anything. Yeah, it's those 2 for sure. For sure. Okay. All right, let's get the trimmer out. Let's get the trimmer out. Hi, the Paper Diva. How are you? Oh, see, for me, sometimes paper selection, I don't know what the hardest thing is. I'd have to really think about that. Like, what's the hardest thing? Probably these days, the hardest thing for me is trying to come up with listing topics that are unique enough that we haven't done that would work for most people. That's the other thing, is there are some lists I could do, but if they don't work for a lot of different people, then it's not as good. Actually, the hardest part for me is the Friday afternoon, because that's when I procrastinate getting anything ready. So that's when I'm like, oh my gosh, what collection am I going to showcase on the flat lay? And then, oh my gosh, what products am I going to use? And then, oh my gosh, what the layout going to look like? That's the hardest part for me. All right, let's just look and see, because I like the way that this looked. So, where'd the ruler go? Oh, here it is. Got too many things out. Let's just see how wide this was. That was 3.5 by, oh, too long. By about 7. Okay, so for my background will be 3.5 by 7. 7. Not my background, my list. 3.5 and 3.5. All right. All right, left page, right page, left page. Around the outside corners. There we go, Lorraine, thank you. Budgies are a breed of parakeet, the budgerigeur. I need that. That's where I need the, and I'm not going to say the word because she'll start talking to me again and listen to me. I need the Google pronunciator. You know how you can like type something in, and then sometimes there's a little microphone thing that you can click on, or a little speaker thing, and it will pronunciate it for you. That's what I need. How do you pronounce that? All right, there we go. Well, here, we might as well just copy ourselves now that we're going to do a 2-page. Okay. Oh, all right. Before I adhere these, I was just going to start by adhering them, but I'm not going to do that because I want to stamp first. And I want to stamp, oh, look it, there's a whole bunch more. Did I put those in there already? I don't know. No. Oh, my heavens. I'm losing my mind, friends. I didn't. Those. Oh, wait, what did Trilly say? What I want to learn. Ooh, that's a good one. What I want to learn. What I want to learn. How what I want to unlearn. Okay. Bad habits. So we already did that. Bad habits. Oh, in fact, it's this one. The bad is what you want to unlearn. Okay, so stamping my title. So what I thought I would do is this. I thought I would do like then, and then I thought I would do like, I don't know. Now I thought I was going to stamp the numbers, but now I may not stamp the numbers. Actually, 2016. I may not stamp the numbers now that we're doing this differently. So let's just see. So I had pulled out these, but I think now these will be too thin. So when I thought I was going to do just a one-page list, I pulled out stamps, a font that was pretty thin so I could fit then and now. And now I think it's going to be too thin. So maybe we'll just go back with the good and bad because we loved those. I loved those. Well look, there's Denali again. It's just the XL version. But I think I might do that. No, maybe we should do these. Okay. Get out my little stamping block here. All right. Then T H. I love big fat letters too. I know I do. I love big fat letters and I cannot lie. Yeah, no. Sorry, that was pretty bad. I am not a singer. I will be the first to admit. You guys know that song, right? I won't say what it really says. I love big... Oh, A does not go there. How about an E instead? Then, and now. Okay, so I think that will be good. I just used these recently, didn't I? I used these on Lake. Yes, on our Lake list that we looked at from last week that we looked at earlier. Then, oh, that's perfect. Then fits very well. All right, so let's get out our little notebook. My handy dandy notebook from the Blues Clues. That could be another one. Look at all the list ideas we're getting today. I don't know where, I'm just writing these. I should not write these all there because they may not go there. Let's go all the way back here. Somehow from one of my kids and the characters. That's all I'm going to write. Kids, characters. So we've got the Teletubbies. Blues Clues. Okay. So I'll come back to that. That'll be another list maybe. Anyhow, Blues Clues, if you're wondering, oh, okay, hold on. I got another one. I have to write that one down too. Bob the Builder. Oh, and Burning. Wow. Blues Clues. Blues Clues was a show when our kids were little, that, oh, remember Mr. and Mrs. Salt and Paprika? Anyhow, it was a kid show. But there were all these little mysteries and the guy, Steve, in a rugby shirt. Oh my gosh, Lale. He would always try to solve with Blue, who was a blue dog, the little mystery. And he always wrote things down in his handy dandy notebook. So that's where that came from. What am I doing? Oh, yes. Wow. Paper Diva. Yes, we do, for the most part, every Saturday, unless I am out of town. So I think that's what you mean, every Saturday here on my YouTube channel. But there's a lot of videos here. So we've been listing now for almost a year, over a year. So there's a lot of back videos to go back and watch if you're looking for more. There we go then. And I love, I love a big thick alpha, a big thick stamp. And then that's for sure when I like to use a pigment ink versus a dye ink. For me, and this is just personal preference. Oh, you know what though? All right, well, I was just going to say, you know what? It would be really pretty to do a colored ink, but I cannot do that because it would take me a while to get this all cleaned off. So there was no black residue. So we're not going to do a colored ink here. We'll just do the black. I was going to say we could probably find a really pretty Distress Oxide to, oh, I know which one we could. Tattered Rose would be stunning with it. All right, I am going to actually put this down and stamp on here in case. Okay, that looks good. So why do I stamp into my handy dandy notebook? Veronica, great question. The reason I do that, I always like to do a test stamp first to make sure that I have spelled things correctly. Now, that's not too hard to misspell then. But to make sure things are spelled correctly, to make sure I like the way that it looks with the particular ink color, like that one. And that's the one I was going to say. Look, Tattered Rose would have been like a dead-on match with that. Color check. Sometimes too, when you have a brand new stamp that you haven't used before, it's a good idea to prime your stamp first. And there are a couple of different ways to prime it first. The way I usually do it is just ink it up first and then do a test stamp. That kind of gets the stamp like primed and ready to go. Different colors, but that's what I do. And I just have this, it's just easier for me to have this notebook that's always with my stamp stuff. And then I just pull it out, as opposed to having a piece of scratch paper every time. So that's why I do it. My handy dandy notebook. And I love that you asked that. Why do you stamp into your handy dandy notebook? All right, then. Oh, that'll be a pretty font with this. Okay, so now we need now. Oh, then the other thing I do is, for the most part, I try to really come back and clean my stamps before I put them away, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. So then I'll also use that to just kind of, get any last ink off. Like you can see on this one, that's what I did with Lake, and so I kind of try to get most of the ink off by doing that as well. All right, so now I just need the W because I already, oh, not new, no. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, yes, Paper Diva. Gotcha. Yes, I am on most every Saturday. So really the best thing to do is you can do a couple things. I always, the day before, add to the blog. So I do a blog post that has the link to the session on Saturday, and then it also has the 3 list topics. So you can either go look for that, or you can sign up for my emails, because I always send out an email with all that information the day before as well. So then you kind of don't have to remember, it just pops into your inbox. Also on social media, I post the link to the blog post, Instagram, Facebook group, wherever you happen to be. Oh, this ink is getting my fingernails all just yucky today. Oh well. Sometimes that happens. Generally, I always paint my nails on Fridays. So they're nice and fresh and clean and not chippy. Usually Wednesday is when things start to fall apart, is when like I start getting little chips in my polish. And then usually Thursday, I just leave it no polish. And then Friday, paint, so that they can look nice and fresh for Saturday. Okay, now. Shrilly said sometimes clear stamps won't stick on the block over time. Any tips? Gosh, what have I read? I know somewhere I read something about that. But Bernice, okay, hold on. Bernice, yes, that would be great background paper. What Bernice is talking about. Okay, so, oh, interesting. I didn't get ink on the other part of the W. And guess what? Guess what I didn't do, friends? That is a prime example of why I stamp in my notebook. I didn't mean to show you that, but now that we did it, let's show. So I was chit-chatting and I totally forgot about stamping first. W was a virgin stamp. It had not been washed before. Kylie. It had not been stamped before. So you'll see here my N, my O. My O had definitely been used before. I don't remember if my N had. Oh yeah, because I just did it and then. See the impression? See how dark the N is? See the W? Hadn't been stamped before. That is a reason why I like to prime, because I like to have a nice, solid, full coverage, no background showing through. But the other thing is, if I had test stamped before, I would have realized on my W, oops, I didn't get ink all the way over to the edge of the W. And then I'd go, oh, I better re-stamp with ink and then stamp on my final instead of doing that. Now, sometimes you can turn over. I won't re-stamp. I'll show you how I fix it. Sometimes you can turn over and use the other side. It just depends. This is a pretty thick stamp. And the black is really dark, so I've got a little bit of shadowing or ghosting, so I probably wouldn't do that. But what I will do to fix that is I will come in with my little black Sharpie pen, and two things. I can just kind of color in where you see a little bit of that white showing through from the background. So I can fix that way. I have a little bit of that over there and a little bit of that over here. Now, this is just a me thing. Some people like to have that, or doesn't bother them, or doesn't bother them to have a little bit of the showing through. But I like to have a really sharp, full impression when I stamp. So I just usually come in and fix that. Now, over here, I have to get creative. Well, I have to get brave, right? It's basically what I need to do is extend this little serif okay, so I just made it. I just made it with my little Sharpie, okay? And it's not perfect. It actually is a little bit wider than it probably normally would be, because when I look over there, that serif is pretty thin, but that's fine. No one would ever know that I did that unless they were here and watched me do that. All right, so now I'm going to take my little ruler, and I'm going to just put a line under that, like that, and then do the same thing over here. And that will help to separate my list from the title, like that. All right, then and now. Now, what I need to do is, I wanted to do the year. So we have 2016 and 2021, because this is then and now the 5-year edition. You could have then and now, you could do this every year. You could do once a year. This would be a fun one to kind of do in January or in December. You could do then and now 5-year, then and now 2-year, then and now 10-year, 20-year, 30-year, whatever. It's kind of a fun way just to kind of compare the difference. But I have a 5 years, so I have 2016 and 2021. So what I was thinking of doing, let's look. I think I will do black again, just because I know I don't have a really thin. Well, all right, let's think about some things here. So I have these. These are a new stamp from Carrie. It's called Timetable. I could do 2021 and 2016. I'm going to try that. I won't try it here. Here's another reason why stamping ahead of time in your handy dandy notebook is a good idea, because now I have that already stamped. So if I want to add something else to that stamp, I can try it here and see if I think I'll like it. So that's what I'm going to try, but I might try now with Tattered Rose. B2B. Stamps are probably my, I don't know, I say one day stamps and washi and then die cuts and stickers but I love stamping. I just love it. Stickers are easy, right? Stickers are really easy because all you have to do is pull them off the page. I don't even know where my little tiny one went anymore. Stickers are easy because you can just pull them off the page and use them, but when they're gone, right? Whereas a stamp, definitely more of an investment, but with your stamps, you have them forever. And you can change the color. All right, so I think we'll try Tattered Rose. So hang on. Here we go. Tattered Rose. And let's see what this looks like. 2016 would be then. Just get that for a sec. 2016. Now, I don't need to have, I do not need to have stamps like this, right? I could just have a 2 and an O and a 1 and a 6 and put them all together. But let's see what these look like together. So Carla. That was my plan, was that, so Carla said, ooh, put the year sideways on the end of then and now. Well, so my plan was this, was I have this great spot right there to do the year, but then I don't have that over here. So my plan was to then go the now right there. So then we'll go there, now we'll go there. At least that's what my thought is. We'll see if that really works. But in my head, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, let me just get these, try to get these placed a little bit better because they were a little bit crooked, I think. That's the other thing, is that sometimes you, when you stamp ahead of time too, if your stamps aren't lined up correctly, they're a little bit crooked, then you really notice it when you do a test stamp as opposed to noticing it when you're doing it on your final project. Or, you know, then you're like, oh no, that didn't work. Okay, oh, duh. Why didn't I put it there? Because that's where I was thinking. Okay, 2016, right there. Oh, yes, I love it. I'm going to do it. All right, so here we go. And then if I had test stamped to the now, then we would have been able to test it on the now to make sure we liked it there as well, because who knows if we'll like what it looks like there. I don't know. We'll see. Ta-da! Okay, there we go. Hi, Wanda. You absolutely have my permission. I know you're not asking for it, but to spend time with your son instead of spending time with me, or us, I should say us. Good mom, good for you. All right. So we can take the 16 off and then just plop the 21 in its place. These are, this is Timetable XL. You guys see me use Carrie stamps all the time. I just love her stamps, I love her style, and I love Carrie. She's one of the good ones. She is one of the good ones, for sure. And the talent that oozes out of that woman, oh my gosh, kills me. I always joke that she's like in my head. She knows what I need before I even need it. All right, so then 2021. And now, actually, now, that's going to be the now, but what I can kind of test is a little bit right here, because I know it wouldn't go there in the then, but it would, my N, that is kind of what it would kind of look like next to the W, right? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Probably got ink all over my hands. There we go. Okay. Yes, these are, so Carrie puts out new stamps the first of every month. Oh, okay, so interesting. Probably what I should have done was more like that, huh? So they would be even. Oh, all right, you guys. So I think this is probably going to bug me too much. And if it is, I know it will be. We'll just see. I'll show you what I mean in case it's not real obvious right now. Here are here are my 2 pages side by side. All right, see the problem? The problem is they're not even. So this is what I'm going to do. I mentioned that I have something later this afternoon. I am going to, in a sec, I will flip the camera and we'll say our goodbyes, and then I'm going to sign off because I cannot continue anymore on this list. I need to redo this page because I really want this to be down like that, so it's even right next to each other, because it will bother me. My thought process when I first stamped that, I was looking at how much space I had from here to the top of the page and looked at this and thought, oh yeah, that'll be good. I wasn't even thinking that I wasn't thinking. So I will come back and restamp that. So here's the deal, friends. I am going to, before next week, I'm going to come back and I will fix this. But then I think the first thing that we'll do next week is we will finish this list because I have a lot going on this week. So I know I won't have a chance to finish it before next week. So that's a plan. I will come back, restamp that, and then we'll start at this step next week when we are ready to start again. So I am going to turn off the, oh gosh, those lights are hot. Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights, the party's over. Oh yeah, I can just see. It's funny because when I see, now when I look ahead at the, my iPad so I can see what you guys are seeing, I mean, yeah, it for sure has to fix. All right, let me flip the camera, okay? Hang tight. I'm going to flip the camera. Oh yeah, Mom, I'll see you in a bit. And Alyssa's calling it for herself. Yes, you need to go to bed. It's 5 a.m. That's insane, woman. But good for you. Okay, hold on. I'm going to flip the camera. Wanda just said, hold on. Wanda said, an anniversary page that it will be 40 years in December. Oh my gosh, Wanda, that's amazing. That is very cool. That would be a really fun page, right? Then and now. And if you wanted, you could even have a photo of then and now. That'd be really cool, especially like a 40 years. So if you have a photo from when you got married or even early, you know, that would be really cool. I love that idea. That could be too. I mean, really, when we talk about this whole then and now could be so many different things. Then and now, I'm looking for my book. Then and now could be, well, I did kind of 2 then and now photos already. On our very first list, the school memories. I had a then from 2005 and a now from, well, not now, but it was a comparison. Anyhow. All right, friends. So, Karen, I'm so glad you did 2 lists. Good for you. You should jump in the Facebook group and show us. Facebook group. If you guys are not part of the Facebook group, I link to it in the description of the video towards the beginning. Or just go to Facebook and search for Lael by Mail, and it's a Facebook group because it's fun and there's people sharing lists, and it's, you guys always get to see what I do, but we don't usually get to see what other people do. So there are people there that share their lists or just chit chat or share funny pictures of squirrels. That's always really fun too. So if you want to be part of that, just go to Facebook and join, and I will, I'll let you in. Okay, you guys. So, and Joe, 20 years coming up. I really like that. The anniversary is fun. That'd be a really fun list to do for sure. All right, you guys. That's funny. My watch is still 2 hours ahead from when we were in Ohio for a wedding a couple weekends ago. So it is, yes, it's 1:21. 1:21 my time. All right, so a couple reminders. 2 giveaways this week. One for the those fun camera stamps from Val. And with that one, and I'll just draw 2 random comments so they don't have to be, you know, one or the other. This is one of the prizes. And the other one is one of these guys, one of the little multi-purpose tools, which one of my favorite tools. I use that for everything. So that little guy. And so if you want to enter twice, leave 2 comments. And if you could leave it, well, you can put it in 1 comment or 2, but I'll just go by comments. So if you want to leave 2 comments, then you have 2 chances of winning instead of 1. So this one is, not this one. Your second comment is something you thought you'd never do. So I don't even remember now. Just leave me 2 comments. Have one of them be, oh no, I remember. Oh my gosh, help me. 2 comments. 1 being something you thought you would never do. The second being favorite back to school memory or favorite thing you love about this time of year, back to school, whatever. And I'll draw 2 prizes. Oh gosh, it only took me like 10 minutes to get that out. All right. Lots of the product I use in the description of the video down below. Monday, watch for the, I'll be sharing setup via email of the Fall Traveler's Notebook Kit. That will start shipping on Tuesday. And then Thursday, don't forget Thursday. Thursday is what day? 21, 22, 23? I don't know. I don't even know. I think the 26th, 25th, Thursday the 25th at 5 p.m. Pacific time is when pre-order opens for this year's December Documented Mini Book Kit. Okay, friends, have a rest of a good weekend, and we'll be here again next Saturday. Next Saturday, add 7 days, would be August 28th. 26th is Thursday. Oh my heavens. Wow. Yeah. Anyhow, I will see you guys here hopefully next Saturday, August 28th. And if you weren't here for the live and watched the replay, welcome. Still always fun to have you. All right, friends, take care. Everybody stay safe and healthy, and we will see you next week.